Well, that's good to know. I don't know the gods very much. I don't want it to cause any tension. I don't want to offend you in any way. So all I ask is that you just help me in the future with things like this because I don't understand.
Aiden, I'm assuming, will kind of have been like awkwardly eating while they're just kind of like fighting around him, kind of thing.
Everybody's just in the room, just
He's got like a bowl of cereal,
Like sitting, staring at the wall, just eating.
It's just like
Volus isn't looking at anything but the food in your hand, and Nyari's just
like
looking
mid-conversation, I just without looking, just handing to Volus.
just handing food over to him.
But he is interested in the conversation, and even though he doesn't know many of the dwarven guys, he does respect some, and so he'll chime in. You know, I know about the gods. My grandfather, the priest at Phaendar, he taught me well. They are not just real, Niadi. They affect our lives, and there is cause to like some and to hate even others. So maybe it is something you learn about.
The next day, they set out again to explore, this time stumbling upon a friendly centaur.
Hello, travelers. I do not see many people in this part of the Fangwood, especially not of your kind. And he looks at you guys and he says, can I help you? What are you doing in this area? Would you like to join me for a meal?
Aiden, before apologizing for having to leave quickly, will ask humbly as he can, but I'm sure it comes across poorly. Do you have any supplies you could part with? Anything you could help? You know, these people are really hurting.
He says, of course, yes, I've got plenty of supply. Well, not plenty. I've got enough for myself, but it'll probably last you folks a couple days. I was gonna have him joke about how since he's a horse, he eats more than you guys, but I'm not sure how to have that joke land, so we can pretend that it was funny. And...
No, yeah, he'll chuckle and then make probably an unintentionally racist, but a passing remark like, "Yeah, Jasper eats a bunch. he only needs feed,"
yeah,
kind of thing. But it probably leaves like a poor taste. Like, I'm not a horse. I am a centaur. You know, kind of feeling.
Yeah. So he opens up that sack and he takes out. So he has a sack full of, like, again, apples and whatnot. He takes about maybe he'll take a quarter of them for himself, and he'll let you guys take the other 3/4 that he had with him.
After departing from their new friend, the party begins their march west in search of a hunter's cabin. They set up camp for the night and partake of the apples the generous centaur provided. Suddenly, Nyari and Volus fall unconscious, and in the midst of the confusion, Theros hears the thundering of centaur hooves charging. But what will happen next? I guess you'll have to wait and see. Well, there it is.
This music is too peaceful for this situation.
I totally thought it was still transitioning. I didn't realize
I thought it was still going with the music there. It was so seamless.
It was very seamless.
Can you all see the map that I have here? I have it revealed a little bit here.
Yeah.
Go ahead and put your guys around that campfire however you would have been, you think, as you were eating or setting up.
Give me a second. I gotta turn the music back down.
Nyari's heading this way. See ya.
So gotta change the music a bit.
I know it's peaceful, man. It's all peaceful. How did you get that so seamless though? Like, you don't prep these ahead of time.
I had a queued up another song to go up on the Discord bot.
She's not dead, Nari. That's a little dramatic.
Not yet. I'm just preparing.
I don't. What is wrong with my everything? That's not accurate.
Excuse me.
Yeah, Roll20's being a little funny today.
What should I? Is
It's like
19 my
everything.
correct HP though? I think I had more than that.
I believe so.
Let's see here. What is it that you get at first level for a ranger? 8 plus your constitution?
10.
10 plus your Constitution, 12. So yeah, I must have rolled low, ish. So 1d10, 12, and then 7. So I must have rolled a 5. Yeah, that makes sense. But I was at full.
Yeah, I think everybody's at full.
Well, it's the moment of truth.
So where are you going to be sitting at this campfire, Aiden?
He would not have been. There would have been. I'm pretty sure he was tending to the horse and setting the perimeter at the time. So
Okay.
Jasper's somewhere around here, probably here, maybe.
So is everybody where they would have been when this all occurred?
I think so.
Sure.
Can you drop a blank token for Jasper? Normally I wouldn't need it, but I believe in his bag is something I want to retrieve. So that'll become relevant. If not, we can hand wave it. It doesn't really matter. Don't eat the apples.
Jasper can be fire for a little bit.
All right, that's fine. Jasper, the fiery spirit.
Because we want to burn him for not warning us about the apples.
Why didn't you pass out, horse?
Don't drink the apples.
I was telling my coworker about what had happened this last session, and I told him in your voice a little bit. I was imitating him when he was like, he rolled a 19, and he started laughing hysterically. Like, oh man, that's rough.
Yeah, I mean, I'm even looking at the 19 that I rolled. I can see it whispered to myself right here.
Yeah, no, it was very good DMing, very good.
So over here, we're gonna have Oren and Theros can roll perception checks. I had Aiden roll perception check and he failed against.
You had me roll one and I
You had
passed
Theros
it.
roll as well and he passed.
Okay, so Oren can roll a perception check. Okay. I don't actually remember what I rolled for stealth.
25. It was either 24 or 25. Because
I rolled 25 for initiative.
For
I remember
stealth?
that Andrew rolled a 27 and won it by 1.
By 1? Okay, that makes
So
sense.
it was
Oh, for initiative?
for his stealth, yeah.
Yeah. Because
No,
I don't remember what he rolled, but he has a pretty killer stealth modifier.
I will
so-
once again advocate. He is running with a horse's gallop, so maybe that
Well,
adds
he
circumstance.
started running with a horse's gallop. This
I'm
is for the
sorry, he's
surprise
a
round.
stealthy horse?
Yeah, horses can
Yep.
be stealthy.
Yeah, he's got I think a +9 stealth or something like that.
Were you intending to perpetuate further centaur stereotypes?
I was, indeed.
First the lizard folk and now centaurs.
Maybe in
Okay.
a sandy environment.
So in the okay, so yeah, actually initiative because I don't have initiative for you guys. I rolled initiative
Nope.
for him, but I never
Which
did. for
does
anybody
mean that
else.
only Theros will get to act. Theros.
Yes, in the surprise round, Theros will act, but nobody else.
So do you need initiative roll?
Yeah, we'll need an initiative roll because it'll go into the. Okay. Orin is
From me as
12.
well, or just from them?
Yep, everybody.
Even me?
No, I'm just gonna.
Okay, I didn't think
Oh
so.
my gosh, this is not what I needed.
Well
to happen.
done.
Oh no!
Good luck, guys. I'm cheering you on.
Dame
Okay,
de
so
I think you're
Dios.
snoring, actually.
in the
Just
surprise
drooling out the
round-
side of her mouth.
Wow, this is going to be really bad for me.
I
I just
in the
picture
surprise round-
picture Volus on his back and Nayari just fell like flat onto Volus, so she's just laying on top of him.
Yes, Jason, in the surprise round?
Yes, in the surprise round, he has exactly enough movement to get here.
Oh, thank God.
So that is his movement as he starts moving into the camp, and he has a long sword drawn and is held in both hands. Theros, you have a standard or a move action that you can take during the surprise round.
You and Volus.
Volus is
Volus
asleep.
is unconscious.
That's right. I forgot.
Yeah, our MVP is unconscious.
Gee.
He closed the distance too quickly for my plan, I think.
These spells are helpful for having Volus. I have I have acid maw and cure light wounds ready.
Oh,
And-
acid maw would have been great if Volus wasn't
yeah,
unconscious.
I know. I also have thorn javelin. I guess that could be useful. I don't know. It's probably more useful than my friggin' sickle.
Maybe.
I guess I'll let's see, what does thorn javelin do? Again, wooden thorn the size of a javelin appropriate to your size appears in your open hand. You can wield this thorn as a javelin and you are proficient in its use. Any creature struck by javelin must succeed at a fortitude save or be sickened for 1 round.
Oh.
If you throw the javelin, another one appears in your hand. Any javelin that leaves your grasp disappears at the end of your turn. Each javelin attack you make reduces the spell's remaining duration by 1 minute. If an attack reduces the remaining duration to 0 minutes or less, the spell ends. So spell duration is a total of 1 minute.
So, yeah, 1 minute per level. So you have effectively 2 attacks worth of casting if you were to do that.
I guess I'll cast that. Or, well, question. If I cast that, can I attack with the javelin this turn? Or is that just to cast it to summon the
No,
javelin? in my hand,
casting
I
the
imagine?
spell is a standard action.
That's what I figured. Then maybe I should
So
go
you'll
full
have it.
defense.
Yeah. So you could take a 5-foot step back and cast the spell, and he wouldn't be able to attack you with an attack of opportunity. But if you were to cast the spell and stay adjacent to him, he would get an attack of opportunity.
Right.
All right, then yeah, I'm gonna take the 5-foot step, I guess, and cast that spell.
Here,
Okay.
here, or he. Actually, you have a lot of options. Four options.
Well, probably not the fire.
No, probably not.
Burning in the fire. I guess I'll step here. I'll let the
Okay.
dwarf take the brunt of the attack. I'm just kidding. Just to
So
give
you
myself some
take-
distance.
You take a step back and you cast that spell, and
Mhm.
a javelin of thorns appears in your hand. Okay. That is the surprise round now to regular initiative, and he goes first.
That's not great.
He is seeing that he can't, he didn't really stop you from casting a spell. He's just going to move up here and take a full attack against Aiden, who is flat-footed.
Currently.
So with his longsword, two-handed, he swings down at you for... You gotta be kidding me. It's a natural 20. I'm not even joking.
Oh my gosh.
Roll to confirm.
This is where we die.
That's a 21 to confirm.
Stop. Oh my gosh.
Oh
That's
my
so
god.
bad.
That's so bad.
Wow, that's super bad.
Why didn't I take entanglement?
You take 15 points of damage.
Holy.
Good lord.
2d8 plus modifiers doubled.
That's not good.
And he makes 2 hoof attacks against you.
What?
no.
Oh no.
Them natural attacks. They come in.
Wow.
They're -5, both of them. All right.
Yeah. So the first one I rolled a natural 18 for an 18 to hit.
Okay. That hits both my regular and my flat-footed. So.
And then the second one was a natural 2, so the second one misses. So on the first hoof, you take 2 points of damage.
Wow.
He's out here hooving people.
Oh no.
That is his turn.
Oh my god.
Theros, you're up.
Oh jeez.
Don't forget
You
Plan
see
A.
see
We're
that
on to
Aiden-
Plan Z at the
You
moment.
see, Aiden has taken a bit of a beating. What are you gonna do?
He can't go down, but I don't think cure light wounds, even if I tried to like do a field medic kind of situation, that's not gonna heal him enough. Like one more attack. Doesn't matter what the next attack is, it's gonna knock him out. I feel like I need to provoke him somehow. Or
Well, if you step right here, you could flank Aiden and get a bonus to your hit and just put him out of his misery.
Yeah, I think that's what Theros would do.
Neutral, good,
I hate to play your
non-confrontational
character,
Theros.
but I think I have to step in and just be like, really, what would Theros do? Wouldn't
I
you know?
mean, this guy's a
You're right.
centaur. He's more in tune
Theros
with nature.
is going
and
to
Theros
actually-
is a druid.
Theros is actually going to attack Orin. No.
Oh my
Um,
gosh, this is so bad.
I literally
Jeez.
cannot believe that I rolled a natural 20 and then a natural 18 and then another natural 18.
So
All against-
where would moving provoke an attack of opportunity? Would flanking him provoke?
Yes.
That would I don't think there's a way that you can get there without provoking. What's your movement?
30.
Yes, there's not a way you can get there without.
Unless I go
provoking.
here
You
and
can-
throw the javelin.
Yes.
Or I could just throw the javelin for him. But would this be flanking? Here?
It would
no.
not be flanking. You
Okay.
can't flank from ranged.
Though you could throw the javelin and it wouldn't be into combat because I don't have a weapon drawn yet. So you won't take the regular minuses, I don't think. Unless it doesn't matter. If it's just close that it happens. I think it's when they have a melee weapon though.
Jeez, I don't know. I don't have the bear to rely on. Oh, Volus, why?
Theros.
I guess,
Two characters are engaged in melee if they are enemies of each other and either threatens the other.
Got you. Understood.
so no matter where I go to attack, will that provoke an opportunity?
No, if you go
Uh,
here, or here, you'll be fine.
If you just step into the first one, then you're fine. But if you're trying to get to a flank, then it would provoke just getting there.
Then I guess I'll
well,
just,
you don't
I'll
go that
here.
way, but
Well,
you go like
You can,
go like
yeah, you can get there
this.
without provoking if you want to get to that square. That's fine.
Yep.
Aiden's horse does not count as a flanking partner, though.
Darn. Jasper, you've let me down. And then I guess I'll go here and I'll try to attack with a javelin. I don't know how do I roll for that?
So this would be a melee attack. So I assume it would just be, it just counts as a javelin. So it would be your base attack bonus plus your strength modifier. That would be your roll. And then a javelin probably does like 1d6 damage.
Base
Oh,
attack
actually,
bonus
there-
plus what?
A javelin would do 1d6 plus your strength modifier if you hit.
Mm-hmm.
1d6 plus 1. So I need to roll 1d6 plus 1 is what you're saying?
Well, first you have to try to hit, which is a d20 plus your base attack bonus and strength modifiers, which is probably like a d20 plus 2. I don't know what your strength modifier is.
Plus 1 for base attack bonus and 1 for strength.
1 for strength.
Yes.
So plus 2.
So d20 plus 2.
Come on. That is the worst roll I think I've had in a long time.
That is a miss. So is your movement and your standard action as you go to make an attack. You have one more attack left with it. I don't think you have to hit for it to reduce the duration. So that is Theros' turn. Orin, you're up. You see that Theros has a javelin at hand and he's trying to stab at this centaur, and the centaur got a huge hit on Aiden. And you can feel that, you know that you ate one of these and you feel like it's starting to take hold of you. You don't have a whole lot of time before you might succumb to it. What are you going to do?
I will. Woozily move. Is that a word? Woozily? Is that a word?
Probably. Yeah.
If Winnie the
Move.
Pooh has taught
Will
me
that
anything.
do? I know
You're
that didn't
fine.
look like I did it, but yeah, I went to the side and then up.
Yeah, you're fine.
to get up behind him and do a cast of Cure Light Wounds.
Okay,
And is
1d8
it
plus 2.
Aiden? Is that right?
Aiden.
I mean, it doesn't matter. He's gonna die anyway, so I'm kidding. 1d8 slash
He chuckles at his own joke.
1d8 plus 2. Get
Oh, man.
out of here.
What are
Get
these
out of
rolls?
here.
Jason,
This
you
is
cursed.
phenomenal.
Roll d20. Roll 20.
Right? I'm gonna start forcing, like, implement. You gotta roll through roll 20.
We really are gonna die tonight.
Ugh.
Wow.
Aiden, you take a massive hit and then are kicked with one of his front hooves. But Oren comes up behind you and he kind of pats you on the shoulder.
Yeah, okay,
What,
pal.
What do you
Okay.
do, Aiden?
Well, I'm gonna full withdraw. And I was looking it up. I can't do the second part of what I want to do until later. But I'm going to try to. I don't know where the tree trunk is over here. I'm assuming there's a tree trunk. This is a tree, not a bush.
Yes. It's
So
a
I'm-
tree. These are trees.
Yeah, so I'm gonna move like around to the other side of it, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm have my back towards them, getting some cover, trusting my companions for a little bit. But as he's fleeing away, he's going to be like, "Whoa, whoa! We didn't ask for any trouble," and try to negotiate. Be like, "What do you want? What do you need?" As he's running out.
Okay. So Aiden runs away like a coward
So nah.
and,
Like a
and
survivor.
leaves his allies against this creature.
And if I can, I don't know how you want to do this. I would like to do 2 free actions. One of them is to draw my bow, which I can do with quick draw, and the other one is I would like Jasper not to die. So I would like to spur him away for a little while, if that's possible, as I disengage from that. But I will leave that to your
Roll
discernment.
a handle animal or a wild empathy check.
Wild empathy uses what?
It's just your level plus your charisma. It's basically just diplomacy.
Well, it's better because my charisma is bad, but my handle animal is also bad. So with a my level, so it's half my level or my full level?
It's, I think, your full level.
An attempt.
Yes. So to handle an animal,
Yeah, his ranger and his charisma bonus. And a typical domestic animal has a starting attitude of indifferent, while wild animals are usually unfriendly.
Yep.
So I will go
so
ahead and
your
roll
check.
d20 plus 1, which I'm just going to type it out. Nope.
He does not follow your orders, but he is sort of panicked because he's not sure what's going on.
Mm.
That is your turn. It is back to York. York is going to move action, pull out a heavy wooden shield.
Ugh. That AC.
and- With his standard action, he is going to take a single swing at Theros.
If this is like a 20 or something, I'm just gonna drink the rest of this in one go.
Well, the final to hit is a 23.
But it wasn't a natural 20.
No, it's not a natural 20.
But that
But
hits. Oh, yeah,
Pretty
that hits.
stinking high. You take 6 points of damage.
Okay, so that's not 15. That's not 15.
And that is his turn. Theros, it is back to you.
Is speaking a full action, a standard action?
It's a free action. Oh, and yes, on his turn, responding to Aiden, I forgot about that. He would say, "I'm not sure why, but your heads are worth a lot."
Oh my gosh, them goblins needed some slaying.
So Theros will reply back. Surely there must be some way we can come to an agreement here. Peacefully. And he's going to move.
Roll a diplomacy check
Oh, okay.
as I look up the DC.
This is going to not end well because I don't have.
I have the DC.
He's a socially awkward introvert. He's not going to be.
Get that nat 20.
Come on. Nope.
That is not what the DC was.
Cheers, everybody.
Kampai.
So you 5-foot step there. Anything else?
I roll over and die. No, I'm just going to
Andrew,
move
I'm
here
so sorry.
between Orin and York.
Okay.
And full defense, I guess.
Okay. Total defense.
Total defense.
Orin, it is your turn. You see that Theros steps in front of you and takes a defensive stance. You see that Aiden has kind of run a short distance away to go behind a tree, pulling out his bow as he does. What are you going to do?
So I have a question.
Yes.
Bless. The spell bless.
Yes.
It says each ally gains a +1 moral bonus on attack rolls and on saving throws against fear effects. So I mean, obviously, I'm not really interested in the fear effect thing, but the +1 on attack rolls, does that affect? Is that aside from fear effects? So they just get a +1 to attack rolls? Am I
Yeah,
understanding
blessed.
that?
They get a +1 on attack rolls and on saving throws against fear. I mean, the fear probably won't come up, but they'll get a +1
Right.
on all attack rolls, which is
Right.
nice.
Yeah. So I'm going to cast bless. Then.
Okay.
So everybody
Everybody is
+1.
within 50 feet of you.
Mm-hmm.
Peace and blessings.
Cool. And then, yeah,
Blessings
I think
upon
that's
you.
my turn.
Okay.
Good cleric, though.
So that is Orin's turn. Aiden, you're up again.
So
you have
I'm gonna
your
need.
bow in hand. You're blessed.
Yep. Gonna need some DM ruling here because I can't see under the tree. So you can acceleratedly climb at half of your speed, which means I can make it at most 10.
Oh, I'm empty.
Could I this already? Could I this turn climb the tree and take a shot, or would that not be enough movement to get all the way up? Like, how tall is it?
Okay. I would say an accelerated. If you were to accelerated climb 10 feet up, you could, if you were successful in that roll, you could get 10 feet up as a move action. I would say that this is a tree, so it is a DC 15. Accelerated climbing, you take a -5 penalty.
Oh, it makes it a
You can take a
makes it-
-5 penalty to get a DC 15.
to get a DC 15 is how you would. Okay. That would not be very likely to happen, unfortunately. But let's see here. Sorry, just doing math in my head. No, that's a pretty darn high check. So he's gonna dismiss that idea, seeing like he can't get up as quickly as he was hoping. And he also is taking his armor check penalty at the moment, so I think that is factoring into his decision making. If I move there, do I have line of sight?
Yeah.
Okay, and I'll take a -4 for shooting into combat.
If you do not have precise shot, yeah.
I do not, and I will be firing a very particular arrow, so I'm just going to go ahead and roll a d20.
Why did you run away when you're so crap at range?
That's what it is. Just what it is. All I need is a nat 20, Jace.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. I mean, I've rolled that already.
We
so-
found out that Josh plays the numbers.
That
Is
ain't
that
That ain't
Is
gonna
that a
do
natural
it.
20, Josh? I'm having a hard time seeing what that roll was. Was that a natural 20?
Oh no, boss.
Tell
That
me-
was a 5, sir.
Josh, don't
I
make me
think
go
that's a
get another
miss.
drink. I'm not.
So, that's
So
It's my
Aiden takes
turn.
out an arrow and fires, and being the biggest damage dealer the party has conscious at the moment, he has done very little.
this is an accurate statement.
One could say that if this goes poorly, it's all his fault.
One could probably not say that.
Did somebody call that out earlier? Somebody, I feel like somebody did.
Somebody did say that everything is Josh's fault. It's in the records here somewhere, I think.
You know what? Actually, let me go through the chat real quick. I'll do the boring stuff. Oh yeah, you know what? It does say right here pretty explicitly. It's all my fault.
Yep.
Aw.
Okay, that is Aiden's turn. It is York's turn again. He is going to
I tried to write heart you, Josh, and it just blanked everything.
he's gonna take some attacks at Theros, who is doing total defense.
Full disclosure,
Okay.
I don't know what that actually does.
So total defense, you get, I believe, a +4 to your AC.
Okay. Oh, please.
And he rolled an 18.
Stop.
Is that a hit?
I think so.
Probably.
that's-
Let's see here. 18.
I'm pretty sure Theros' AC is pretty low, even with a +4.
My AC is 13 plus 4, 17.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay, minimum damage, only 3 damage on the longsword.
Oh, that's not too bad. But then he's got his
And
hooves.
2 hooves. First one, that's only a 12. And a 3. So both of the hooves miss. Yeah, that's all he's gonna do. He's not yet in enough danger to need to be too tactical. Theros, it is your turn.
Can I make one more attempt at diplomacy on him?
You could, but it would be at a higher DC. I don't think it would even be possible for you to
Okay.
get it.
Fair enough. Well, I guess then I'll attack. I'll try to attack him with
Yeah.
the javelin.
Okay.
Yeah,
Roll
right.
an attack.
Oh, the old tank attack.
He's got his
druid.
shield out now, so he's harder to hit than he was.
Run 1d20 plus 2, right?
Yep. If only Aiden had made an attack before he raised his shield. Oh!
Is 19
Oh.
gonna be good enough?
Well, with his shield, which gives him a +2
Plus 1
bonus.
for bless, so 20.
Yep.
So that is a hit.
Barely.
Oh.
He had to do the math. That was close.
So that is a 1d6 plus 1, I think, for damage.
And a
Alright.
fortitude save.
1.
Very crucial
Oh,
fortitude save that he's gonna
right.
pass, but Got
Yes!
some-
Oh!
Wow.
Finally, something
Max-
good.
Who needs
Max
Aiden?
damage.
Theros can deal the damage himself.
To be fair, that's like mid tier for me. All right, let's just remember.
Oh, yeah?
Okay.
How much damage have you done in this fight?
So, anyways, I was at work the other day, and
Okay, so I believe the fortitude save would be against your spell DC, which is something. I'll just roll the fortitude save, and you can tell me if I succeed or not. Ooh, that's going to be close. He doesn't have a great fortitude bonus. That's only a 16. I don't know what the DC is for that.
It's probably gonna pass.
I don't.
imagine.
Where do I
It's
find my
10
spell DC?
plus. It's 10 plus the spell level plus your wisdom modifier, I think, off the top
Yeah.
of my head.
Which is exactly 16.
Are you looking at my stuff right now, Josh?
Yeah. So
Okay,
you're
cool.
so if you go down here, actually no, it's a level 1 spell or a level 2 spell.
It's a level 1 spell.
DC 15. So if you go
I
under your
thought-
spells, it's auto calculated. You have Druid level 2, your ability modifier of 4. So you go down, you look at your spell level plus your wisdom modifier.
Oh,
plus
I
10.
see it there. Oh,
Your
that's
caster
helpful.
level 1 DC.
So,
That can't be right.
is there a bless on
Why
that?
not?
Because his wisdom is. Oh. I don't know why I thought his wisdom was a +5.
Even if it was, it would have only been a 16, which
Yeah.
he passed anyway.
Yeah, he doesn't have a great fortitude save, but he did roll a
decent.
natural 13. That brings him to a 16.
Darn. Well,
So he
Darn
is not.
is right. That means
he
he
is
had a
not
good chance
sickened.
of failing.
Yeah, he had a very good chance of failing that. So he is not sickened, but he did take that damage. That was not great. You kind of stab him right into one of his front legs. And
Not
he,
insignificant, huh?
he yells out in pain. And Orin, it is your turn. You have cast Bless. You see that Aiden is slowly coming back into the fight. Both of your 2 conscious allies are very wounded, and you don't have a lot of time left. What do you do?
Getting awful sleepy.
Yeah, this is round 3 of 4 for you.
Yeah. Cure Light Wounds is a touch, right?
Yeah.
You just have to touch them.
touch me.
So yeah, you could
touch
5-foot
wound.
step, and you could cast Cure Light Wounds on York.
Yes.
Right up to there.
No, don't
Maybe
you
that'll-
dare! Don't you dare!
So I'll cast my final Cure Light Wounds on Aiden.
Okay,
Go ahead and clear that, and then
cross your fingers.
1d8.
Assault on New York City.
D8 plus 2. Come on.
That's better than nothing.
Easy for you to say, champ.
And Aiden, it is your turn. You are now back to above half health, so you're perfectly fine.
Live forever. Do I have the ability to charge, or is Orin in my way?
Just run him over.
Yeah.
Just
sure,
run
why
me
not?
over.
Sure, why not? I'll take that one, boss. I don't know if I want to do that though. Actually, I get a +1 to my to hit, right?
You
When I
get
do
a
that?
+2 to hit from charge. So with
Yeah.
Bless and charge, you'd get 3 on top of whatever your normal to hit
Yeah.
is.
So feeling reinvigorated, he is going to drop his bow.
Okay.
And will thematically throw it in the square as he's running by. He drops and picks up his
This
claymore.
square.
Nope,
And this square.
that's not accurate. And will come down with a mighty blow from the claymore,
Okay.
the great sword. It's a great sword, and it's going to have a +3 on top of what I roll. You say?
Yes.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
Because of Bless and charge.
So a 19 to hit.
That should do it.
Might
The
be.
19 does hit.
Yes.
For dang. That's a lot of damage.
15.
Why is there a +3 temp to your damage? Oh, power attack. No,
Power
that's not
attack.
power attack.
That's not power attack.
What is that 3 coming from?
I'm trying to find out.
Because the charge and the bless does not go on to the
Two-handed?
damage.
No.
No.
Where's that coming from? Oh, melee bonus is temporarily increased because of why?
Where am I looking at your thing here? Should be strength 2-handed.
Let's take that off.
Were you doing power attack or no?
Yeah.
Because the to hit, I don't think calculated power attack.
No, it should. Because my to hit would be a 6 otherwise.
Oh,
I added 5.
yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So it. Oh, because power attack 2-handed is a 3 instead of a 2. Okay.
Yeah,
that makes
everything's
sense.
everything's fine.
In my head, I was thinking power attack is a +2, and I'm just like, where's
No,
the
it's a
3?
two-handed.
No,
thing.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, holy crap. That's a
Not-
lot of damage.
It's not insignificant. It's also not. I mean, I rolled okay, but that's not an amazing roll either, though.
He's looking really rough.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Come on.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Come on.
Oh, okay.
Come
I
on.
mean, just think about it. 15 damage is almost enough to take any of you guys down. And it's his turn.
See, a little
Yeah,
more
I know what's
chatty
coming.
now.
He looks at all of you guys. He has his longsword raised, but you took a huge hit on him, and you
Can
can
I-
see that. What
Can I
was
say
that?
something?
Sure.
I want him to shout out in a really whining, annoying way, like leave us alone. Because the only reason I charged, I forgot to say it. Like, he saw Nayari, and he hadn't fully put together that she had gone down. So for all he knows, she could be dead or something. You know what I mean? So he's absolutely livid, telling him to like leave us alone, get out of here, that kind of thing. And when he lands the blow,
Roll and intimidate with. I'll give you a +2 circumstance because you did basically half his health in one hit.
go ahead and add
What
that
a-
to this because it's a -1.
What a champ.
So that is going to be +2 to that, just 12.
So 12. Okay. So you yell that out, and he looks at you guys, and he sees that not as many of you went unconscious as he had hoped, and he's taken a lot of damage. He kind of says, "Yeah, this isn't worth it," and then he withdraws.
Oh man.
Off of the screen. Into the forest.
Yeah,
Beyond
no,
your
we're gonna
sight.
have to contend with that later. Oh man.
Yeah, I'll let you know. You got him to a little bit of a metagame, but you brought him down to 8 hit points, and that was less than 1/3 of his health. And I was like, he's not going to stay.
Yeah, no, one more hit from Theros, and
Yeah.
he would have been at 1. Orin steps in with a 5-foot step. This guy could go down.
Yeah, and he's not going to risk that. So he withdraws. Let me get rid of the fire here.
Question: do we get an attack of opportunity?
No, because he withdrew.
He full
Oh,
withdrew,
okay.
just like I did earlier in the fight.
Ah,
And he
okay.
only left 1 threatened square because he was able to take a diagonal step, and it was his
Right.
first movement, so he didn't have to do anything weird about it.
Yeah.
Listen,
and
I'm
with
just
his-
happy he's gone.
Yep. And with his movement speed, he easily outpaces you guys.
Right.
So another couple seconds go by, and Orin, you feel the effects overtake you as you fall unconscious and kind of collapse to the ground. Aiden and Theros, you see that you're now the only two standing in this campsite. Both of you roll a perception check.
Okay.
Oh, there it is.
Okay. So Aiden, you notice this. It's a little bit dark because this is you guys are about to go to sleep, so it's dark out and you're having a hard time seeing. But you do notice as he withdrew and ran, once he got by one of these trees, he grabbed a satchel that had been like hung on one of the branches, probably his like backpack or travel bag that he put there before charging in. You see him go to grab it and it gets caught and it kind of rips, and a couple of its items kind of like fall out onto the ground, and he kind of like hesitates
Oh,
and looks to
lucky.
like about to like go and grab them, but he realizes he doesn't have time and just keeps going. But you see that over in this area, some of the contents of his bag have fallen onto the ground, and you take a moment, you're listening, and you're pretty confident that he is gone.
Okay. Immediately following that, he is super concerned about everyone's safety, so he's gonna run over and check and kind of like look over Nayari and be like, is she breathing on all this stuff? And probably out loud, he's like freaking out a little bit. He's like, Theros, is there something you can do? Is everyone okay? And he's like trying his best to see if she is not dead.
Would either of us know what's afflicted them?
Heal check will help with that.
Oh yeah. Can I do a heal check then? Is that what it would be?
Roll either a heal or I would allow a knowledge. No, I wouldn't. Just a heal check.
I will roll to aid. Okay.
Yeah. I'm not sure what the DC would be. I'll say it's the DC of the save, which I believe was 15. So with that, I would say that as you're looking this over, you go and you grab one of the apples that were eaten,
So get a.
and
Go ahead.
and you're looking at these, and you're able to identify. And of course, with your background, this actually makes sense. You're able to identify. You've probably seen this before. The effects are consistent with a poison known as oil of Taggart.
Would I know how long they would be unconscious then?
You are aware of the fact that it lasts a certain number of hours. It kind of varies, but
Okay.
a couple hours.
So then Theros would respond to Aiden. I think they'll be okay. Is this called oil of something?
Tag
Oil
Taggart.
of Taggart.
Oil of Taggart. They will merely be unconscious for a few hours.
Okay. We still have to protect them through that time, though. And he's gonna start looking through Nayari's person. He knows that somewhere on her are 2 potions of Cure Light Wounds. So he's gonna grab those and go to hand one to Theros, and he'll be like, "Well, we'll have to stand watch and make sure there is no one else who comes here." And he starts checking the perimeter, making sure Jasper is okay, and he's gonna just begin fidgeting with the fish line thing traps that he was setting,
Okay.
and see if any were sprung by him, and maybe resetting them, that kind of thing. And so he's trying to like calm his nerves and do something he's done before.
Sure. Yeah. You're looking around. It doesn't look like any of the ones that you had set were sprung. He probably either was watching you set them or had a keen enough vision not to trigger them as he walked by.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Instead of using the potion, Theros will, without Aiden knowing, he doesn't want to take Nayari's stash, so he just kind of replaces the potion back into her inventory and uses the Cure Light Wounds, his Cure Light Wounds spell that he had prepared instead on himself.
I haven't drank the potion yet, just as a FYI. He
And
just has
you
it.
don't need to feel guilty. It's in the party inventory, so it's not a personal
Yes.
stash. We found it in.
Yes, and I
What-
also
Fangwood,
do
so.
not feel guilty at all.
Well, I also have the wand of Cure Light Wounds and the ability to recharge the ability to Cure Light Wounds myself, so I feel like just Theros would normally just heal himself instead of using supplies.
Makes sense.
Yeah, makes sense.
So I would have to roll for that.
So you're
Okay.
casting your spell Cure Light Wounds on
Yes.
yourself. So that's 1d8 plus 2. And I'm calling an 8 this time because it's out of combat.
Okay.
Oh, okay. No.
We still suck, Jason. Don't have too much
Continue to roll poorly on your heals.
I think after a little bit of time has passed, I think Aiden's kind of going to be like in the middle of setting one, and then we'll be like, "What? Why did he do that?" He said, and like we'll remember that he said we were wanted, or like that people would pay a lot of money for our heads. And I think he's gonna like, "Oh yeah, there were some things over there," and he's gonna dart over and pick them up.
Okay. So you're looking at the ground here, and there's a couple things scattered about. So one of the
What?
things is a folded up piece of parchment. Another one, you see several empty vials. There is a small package and a not a pouch of gold, but some gold that fell out of a pouch that was in the bag. Gold and platinum, actually.
Oh.
So
Wow.
you find a total of 125 gold pieces that fell out of his bag. You find, again, that package, the folded parchment, and then empty vials.
Okay. This whole time he's kind of like picking them up, and he's angry, and he's like just repeating like, why would he do that? Why would he do that? Like he knew we needed help, kind of thing. Like he can't understand why someone would be so mean just for money, kind of thing. Still a little naive, but he picks all that up, makes his way back near the campfire, and starts going through them.
Okay. So you open the package, and you can see written on top of this package in common, it says "Children of Stone." Kind of like it seems like this package might have been addressed to the Children of Stone. Do you open the package?
Tentatively.
Okay.
And cautious.
While Aiden's doing all this, Theros would have been kind of like moving all the unconscious people into more comfortable, safe positions around the campfire and just trying to prop them up so that they're as comfortable as possible.
Okay.
Come on,
Yep.
Sarah. This isn't America.
So, Aiden, you go to open the package, and as you do, it explodes.
Oh no!
Oh wait, this is America. Darn it.
You open the package, and you see that the only thing in there is a small, not terribly small, a necklace.
Okay, who cares about that? The parchment.
Okay. You open up the parchment and you unfold it, and you have to unfold it like 3 or 4 times. It's been folded up quite a bit, and it opens up to a large map of the area. And you see that there's a couple of places on this map that you're actually already familiar with, but there are a few that you are not. So I'll move you back to the hex map real quick here.
Thank you. Oh,
So-
we have to resolve NPC actions at some point too.
I think we already resolved NPC actions.
This one.
Oh, you guys haven't gotten back to camp yet. We'll get to that.
Gotcha.
Okay, so you're looking at this map and you see a couple of places that you were not aware of. Let me get to the correct polygon reveal. So you see to the southeast corner of the map, you see something that is marked as Kelid Shrine.
Oh,
And
that might be relevant.
I'm gonna reveal that here.
Yeah, like you
There
did
go.
Gristle down. Yeah.
So you see that as marked as Kelid Shrine. You see Phaendar is marked, and it has the words Iron Fang Legion on it. Phaendar is crossed out, replaced by Iron Fang Legion. You see to the kind of northeast here, you see something marked as Children of Stone again. And that is here.
Oh,
Oh, I went off the edge.
that's white.
Let me just hide the border of the map. There we go.
Thank you.
So
That's
up
gonna bother
there,
me so much.
yeah, up there you see it is marked as Children of Stone. And then the final place that you see, it is marked kind of between them, still on the eastern side. It seems like wherever he had been looking around, he stayed pretty much to the east of the map as he explored. And you see another part in a small wood, not unlike the Hunter's Redoubt, another small wood, and it is marked as Crooked Toe Tribe.
I think he assumes that's probably the lizard folk. He doesn't know for sure.
We said the lizard folk were at a cave north of us, not south of us.
Northeast. Didn't you just say northeast? Or did you say south? Oh, you said south.
The Children of Stone is to the northeast. The
Gotcha.
Crooked Toad Tribe is to the southeast, and the Kelid Shrine is further south.
Which of these would he be familiar with already? You said he might know some, just the Iron Fang Legion and...
Well, so yeah, you know about Phaendar. It's just there are other places marked on the map as just general features. So like Gristledown is marked on the map because it's a map of the area. So Gristledown is marked there, you're aware of that. Phaendar is marked there, you're aware of that. You probably have never heard of the Children of Stone. You might have heard of the Crooked Toad Tribe, but not in that area. You would roll a knowledge local.
Hang on, my character sheet's doing that annoying thing where you can't actually access your skills. They don't have local.
Okay, so you don't know about the Crooked Toad Tribe, and you don't know about the Kelid Shrine.
Geography won't help.
You can roll the geography on the shrine. Okay, so I don't know if if Aiden would have gone that far into the plains, but you might have heard tell of a Kelid Shrine there. There are numerous Kelid Shrines throughout Nermathos. This is the closest one to where you guys are. And it's just known as a sacred site for the Kellid tribes that lived here long ago.
Okay.
And those are the 3 locations I think that his map has that you did not know about. I have already marked them, so we will now move back to the other map.
There's nothing like, hey, we'll pay 8 million gold pieces ahead for these people. Like, there's no.
No, you get the sense from what he said. He said, "I don't know why, but your heads are worth a lot," or something like that, or you're worth a lot of money. I'm not sure exactly what he said, but you
Right.
get the sense that maybe he heard rumor or was told by someone that you were worth something, but he was never given a like documentation, a bounty, or anything like that.
Right.
He was never given details. It just said, "Hey, if you find humans in the Fangwood, they're worth something." Is probably the extent that he knew about.
Gotcha.
Can I examine the necklace?
Absolutely. Roll a.
Spellcraft, appraise.
I'll be
The
right
necklace,
back.
Do
I
you-
just tossed to the side.
Do you have detect magic?
I don't have it prepared.
So at the moment you cannot.
Okay.
You would know that it's well crafted. It's got a gemstone at the end of it, and it's a well crafted gemstone. It looks like it could be valuable, but at the moment you can't tell too much more yet.
Well, you can. Oh, you have to use.
Detect
Yes,
magic.
I am aware of the spellcraft. It does use detect magic.
Yeah, that's what I was just
So
checking.
druids can enter a trance for like an hour to prepare spells. Can I just do that and pass an hour by?
I mean, I'll be awake in an hour.
He said it could
Did
last
you-
hours.
Did you already prepare all of your spells today?
Yeah.
Okay. So the way that works, at least it is for a wizard, not 100% sure if it's the same with a cleric or druid. I would assume it is, but what you can do is it takes you 1 hour in the morning to prepare your spells. You do not have to prepare all of them. You could leave 1 or 2 slots open, and then later on in the day, you could prepare those as needed. That would take 15 minutes generally. They technically say like if you prepare only 1/4 of your spells, it only takes like 15 minutes. So technically in the morning you could only prepare 1/4 of your spells and be done in 15 minutes. And then anytime you needed to prepare more, it would take that time. I know that's how it works for a wizard. I don't know if that's how it works for a druid. It's my
I'm
assumption that it works
Pretty
similarly,
sure
but-
because that's how it works for a cleric, and they're all kind of the same breed.
Gotcha.
Let me see. Pathfinder. Can druids prepare partial spells? It's probably not the best way to look it up, but there we go. Can druid leave spell slots open? This one guy on Reddit, which is a super reliable source, says that any prepared caster can do it. So
Okay.
Yes.
Just wanted a clarification on it because I don't know a whole lot about it.
Yep. So in the future, if you wanted to leave like one cantrip unprepared, then later on in the day you could prepare it, or first level
Yeah,
spells or
that's
anything.
helpful.
It gives you more versatility in circumstantial situations, but it does like if you're in a combat, you have less slots at your disposal
Right.
for that particular combat. So there's a trade-off, but
Sure.
something to keep in mind in the future.
Stuff like the cantrips, most of that isn't super helpful in combat outside of like guidance anyway, or stabilize. So yeah, that could
Yeah.
help in the future. Thank you. I appreciate that.
So is there anything particular that you two want to do as you're waiting, or do you want to kind of fast forward as people begin waking up?
Yeah, I'm just gonna explain some simple things. He's gonna go back and tend to Jasper, who was probably freaked out by all that. He's gonna finish setting the traps, and I haven't described it in the past, but I've always intended to be doing this. He's got a rope and bag that he uses to throw our food up in a tree, so it doesn't attract animals or bears, that kind of other bears besides Wallace, that kind of thing. So he'll do that, the standard camping stuff. But once all that's kind of taken care of, he's just gonna come and sit kind of by everyone who's unconscious and is being a little mopey and just kind of concerned.
He just falls asleep with his head on Orange's shoulder.
He's kind of coming down a little bit.
Okay. And you're doing this, and as you guys are getting everything around, an hour passes, and Orin is the first to wake up. He rolled a 1 on his D3. So after 1 hour, Orin does come back to consciousness.
Oh yeah.
And
Sorry,
Orin, you
Justin,
wake
I
up
thought
and you see.
you were asleep for hours. My bad.
Orin, you wake up and you see Aiden is resting on your lap.
That's not at all what I said was happening.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
No, he's not. Nope. I will say, when you wake up, the scene you probably wake up to is like, that campfire light, and it kind of gives that orange tinge to people's faces. He's probably sitting there and just kind of like looking at the way the liquid and the potion kind of flickers in the light in the glass, and just kind of looking at it and kind of just spacing out and lost in a little bit of thought.
Theros is just sitting with his arm around Volus. Go ahead, Justin.
I was just gonna say, Orin's gonna just sit up real slow and what a miss, and kind of just sit up.
And I don't think he's gonna say anything.
Cause he saw that York ran away, right, Jason? Like, I saw York ran away and then I passed out. Right?
Yes. You actually stayed conscious through the full fight.
Right.
Theros will just kind of smile and respond. Well, it's not much of a party without you here, Orin. Glad you're back with us.
Orin, you were right to doubt him. You didn't say as much, but I got the sense that you weren't immediately trusting like I was, and I'm starting to think maybe I shouldn't be so trusting. Why would he do that?
I concur.
Money, I suppose. He mentioned a bounty before he left. Money, I suppose.
It would seem it would be wise of us not to be so easily trusting of friendly appearing allies in the future. And if you happen to sense anything, Orin, by all means, feel welcome to let us know. Not to blame you, of course, but just so you know, we trust you.
Indeed.
From this point on, there's going to be a sense motive against every NPC.
Every single NPC, Jason. Every last one of them that I don't know. And even ones I do. Still looking at you, Kining.
It's like you see Auburn walk out of the forest. Sense motive.
Sense
Like,
motive.
I mean, you know who she is. It's like, no, sense motive.
I was thinking about it over the week. There's got to be like a DC to like just get a read on someone. Like just get
There
a beat.
is.
Like, just to like feel someone out.
There's debate. People don't like it because they feel like it's ridiculously powerful. Because the DC is only like, so it's called getting a hunch, and it's like a DC 20. And some people are just like, dude, people will auto pass that by like level 4. And there's a lot of debate on it. So that was one thing that I was looking into a lot, because I was like, how to handle that use of the skill.
I'm going to let you guys converse for a moment. I'm going to use a restroom. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
So
as soon as Theros leaves, I ask him to do something. No.
Real quick, what was that necklace I missed? Did we figure out what it was?
You have not yet figured it out.
Okay.
If you would like, we can say that, assuming that Orin does have Detect Magic prepared, we could say that there was a handoff there, and Orin could attempt a spellcraft check if you would like.
yeah, I have Detect Magic pretty much permanently.
Okay. So you can go ahead and roll a spellcraft.
Spellcraft. What is it? Do I know?
I don't think so. I think the DC is 15 plus the caster level.
Shoot. Caster level 9.
Yeah, only a DC 20 to. If you take that exactly as written, I think that's a little dumb. But I think
know,
there's
that's
some
not fair.
room. There's some room for negotiation there.
Can Nyari have a dream about this necklace and do a spellcraft in her sleep?
Yeah, maybe she's got like a psychedelic or like,
Her hand starts writing in the dirt.
right.
This
Yeah.
is an amulet of natural armor.
Well, you guys figure out what the necklace is.
You know what, Sarah?
No.
That might be a pretty darn good guess given our average party level and the loot that we could acquire.
Yeah, I mean, we have
Um,
an Aegis of Recovery, which is probably more generous for our level than what it
Oh,
should
man,
be. So
Natural armor would be.
Theros,
that
if you would,
sorry, real
I was
quick,
gonna
that
say, oh, go ahead.
the Aegis didn't break when I went unconscious, right?
No, you didn't take any hit point damage. You're
Okay, all
fine.
right. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, that is a stupid thing that could have happened depending on your GM. Oh, you went unconscious. Oh, no.
Wow.
What can
so,
I say?
yeah, I was gonna say Theros could try to aid, but then I actually looked up the caster level of the item and I was like, no. Even with an aid, that's not gonna do it. So tomorrow, when you guys wake up, you can attempt it again. The second hour goes by and Volus wakes up
Yes, good bear.
and unless there's anything specific to say there, then we can say that the third hour goes by.
Well, by the third hour, I bet you people are probably starting to actually just go to sleep. You know,
Yes,
or
by
start
the
watches.
by the third hour, you're getting like 10 o'clock.
Everybody goes to sleep. Nyari wakes up and sees everybody and thinks they're dead, and then runs into the Fangwood.
Aiden's not asleep. He if anyone else started going to bed, he wouldn't yet. He's gonna wait it
Okay.
out.
So, as the third hour comes, I'm gonna say so.
Roll
Nyari,
initiative.
no, no. Nyari, you're there sleeping, unconscious, and you open your eyes and find yourself in a small village. You see a handful of cabins, perhaps enough to comfortably house 24 people. You are waving to an older man standing by the door to one of these cabins. An owl is perched on his shoulder. You call out to him, "I'll be back in a few days, Chorus." And then you turn and you leave as the sun peeks out from above the nearby canopy of the Fangwood. The next thing you know, you find yourself walking along the edge of the forest just north of Phaendar Bridge. You must have been walking the entire day, or maybe a full day passed before you got here, because it is now close to nighttime. You can't quite remember, but in your hands are a pair of large rabbits that you caught with snare traps that you set the day before. It's a good haul. You smile to yourself as you continue walking. You see the town of Phaendar coming into view as the half moon rises into the night sky. Countless stars glitter above you, shining dimly on the small town. It's been a few months since your last visit. You enjoy the quiet and isolated lifestyle of Gristledown, but it is nice to see larger crowds every once in a while. As you draw nearer to the bridge, Nyari, you are suddenly struck with the realization that you've never been to Gristledown. You have never gone snare hunting for rabbits. And you've never spent a month-long period of time away from Phaendar since you've started living there. All of these details, which you thought nothing of only moments ago, suddenly seem very wrong. And as soon as you make this realization, you feel a sense of nausea and confusion and vertigo as your vision blurs and pulls back. It feels as if your body continues to move forward while your mind stays stationary. But the vertigo passes quickly, and you see a female figure walking away from you towards the bridge. It is not your body. You do not recognize this woman. She is holding a pair of large rabbits in her hand as she continues walking towards Phaendar. You look towards the town and the bridge, and you see two figures, which you recognize as hobgoblins, standing near the work shack that Kyning had you build while she prepared to do work on the bridge. The figure walks away, seemingly not noticing what the figures really are. You stretch out your hand and call out to the figure to warn them. You tell them to run away. However, your body loses strength and you fall forward. And as your face slams into the dirt, your body lunges forward. You look around and you're sitting at camp, surrounded by your friends. Some of them have gone back to sleep. And you're just awake here with still a sense of confusion after what you just saw. And I don't know who is on watch at this point in time, but there's probably
Iden's
only
up.
okay. So you lurch forward after having this strange dream or vision or whatever it was, and you see that it's the dead of night now. Hours have passed since you recall falling unconscious, and Iden seems to be the only one that is awake.
He's awake and probably sitting pretty close to her, actually. Still, checking his surroundings, but close.
What happened? What happened? I don't remember anything. We were just sitting around the fire and then I woke up. What happened?
You immediately see like a sense of relief kind of just like wash over his face. And, for the first time, kind of calmly, he'll explain the situation and he'll be like, the centaur that we ran into earlier, he came back to attack us. And you were poisoned with oil of taggart, something. I can't remember what Theros called it, but some poison that made you sleep.
But you managed to fight him off?
Kind of.
Is everyone okay? Did everyone survive?
Yes. We scared him away. I did quite a bit of damage, but he was not too hurting. He took his own leave, and he left us here.
She kind of grabs her head. I imagine she wakes up kind of feeling like a hangover. She kind of has a headache.
Yeah.
I had the craziest dream. It was so real, but it wasn't real. I have a really bad feeling, Aiden. There's people that are going to Fhaendar, and they don't know. And I don't know what's going to happen to them. We have to go back there.
I am scared too, Nayari, but I don't know. I believe you had a dream, but maybe the poison did something weird, like a drug or something. I don't know, but
You don't understand. Why would I have a dream of someone I've never met, I've never seen before? And why would they be going to Fhaendar, which I saw with my own eyes, is taken by hobgoblins? And they met hobgoblins on the bridge. It was as if I saw a vision of the past or the present or the future. I don't know. You don't understand. These dreams, with my people, dreams mean more than just dreams. Dreams are visions. They tell us true events. My mother used to have dreams all the time of things that would actually come true. You don't understand. This can't possibly be just a dream.
he is looking at her very, like, directly, kind of like that 1,000-yard stare. Kind of feels like he's looking through you a little bit. And after like a slight pause after you finish talking, he'll start again. Niyari, I am having trouble trusting people at the moment, but I will always trust you. So we can go back to Fhaendar.
I don't want to go back to Fhaendar, but I don't know why else I would be having this dream. It has to be a sign of something, right? I'm scared to go back there.
I know what fear is. And these are times to be scared, but they are also times to be strong. So I think we should get some sleep, Niyari.
She chuckles. I feel like I've slept the day away already. How long was I out?
How does he tell time? I don't know. About 3 hours, approximately, somewhere in that range of exactly 3
The sun
hours.
moved from this position to this position.
I don't know how he keeps track of time.
He
but
pulls out his pocket sundial.
you know what? I'll know what he says. He'll just say, longer than anyone else, but not more than a day.
Well, remind me not to eat apples taken from strange centaurs in the Fangwood.
They were just apples. And
But-
Jasper had one.
But he is part horse. I mean, the centaur was part horse too. Maybe horses are immune to whatever poison was. I don't know.
It's completely reasonable, but it's also a lie.
Yeah, well,
Yes. Yeah, as desperate as we are for food, I guess we do need to be more careful about the source of our food. All right, well, I
He's
will
probably
try.
dozing off at this point. He's
She's completely awake at this point, so she just kind of looks around. I guess I will take a watch then.
thank you, Niari. And he'll kind of just fall asleep where he is.
Is this an open clearing in the wood, or is it kind of overshaded by trees?
It is. So it's kind of open where you're at, but there would be a canopy of trees above you. Like earlier when I described the Fangwood, these trees go up like 100 feet, and there's always like a canopy above you. But yeah, this is just like an open spot where you're at underneath the canopy.
Can she
Not to
see the
men-
sky?
Not very well, no.
So she'll look up for a long time trying to find the sky, not see anything, and then take a deep breath and try to calm herself down and prepare herself to keep watch while everyone else sleeps.
Can I role play Volus doing something a little bit?
Sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And can I interject right before you get into that scene? Do we have any, what's it called? The thing that heals us left?
The thing that heals us.
Thing that
The
heals
channel.
us.
Channel. The channels of the Cure Light Wounds spells. Do we have any things that will get expended before the end of the day? I guess
Oh, and
Justin might.
spells that
Right.
Orin
I used
could.
mine.
Yeah, we can
Okay.
channel light energy.
Yeah, we can just handle that later. I just wasn't
Yeah.
sure. Okay, back to you, Andrew.
I was gonna say, since Volus had been asleep, he's also got some energy, so he probably stirred while the two of them were talking, and while the two of them were talking, just kind of like lumbers over to Orin, who's asleep, and just sniffs around him, kind of just nosing around, seeing investigating Orin. Then after Aiden falls asleep, he does the same thing, just kind of sniffs Aiden a little bit, and then I feel like he would just kind of get a sense of Nari not feeling too well, and kind of sticks his nose into her hand as she's sitting there, and just kind of like nudges his head under her, and just kind of plops down next to her, and just kind of chilling there.
She scratches under his chin and says, "You are the nicest bear I have ever met. I don't mean to say this to upset you, but I'm not used to being friends with bears. They would attack our tribes on occasion up north, and I won't go any further there. I don't want to upset you, but I am glad to have you here. You are a calming presence in these difficult times, my friend." And she'll pull out a little bit of whatever food they might have and feed it to him.
maybe some apples.
Oh, no.
No apples, no.
Here, Volus, it's okay.
Yeah, he doesn't
You're just going to-
understand what she's saying.
You're just
but
going to sleep for a little while.
he's taken a liking to Nairi since she was feeding him at the last shack, so he's chilling with her and accepts the food she offers him.
Good callback. Good callback.
And real quick, I was going to ask this to Aiden. As Nyari was explaining this dream and vision and whatnot, what does Aiden think of this? Does he hold any stock in dreams? Is he at all superstitious about stuff like
Nobody's
that? Or-
super freaked out because those sound like his memories, if I'm not mistaken. She was mentioned.
Did Nyari describe the dream?
I
Yeah,
would
and he would have
imagine.
he would have listened intently. So yeah,
So if she
like,
described the dream, you'd actually remember one of the names that was given at the start.
oh, was a name
It's
given?
a-
I didn't recall.
Yeah, it was at the very start. Nyari saw herself or was waving at a figure, said, "I'll be back some other time," or whatever the wording was, chorus.
Chorus.
And if she remembered enough to say that, Aiden, you would actually know that's the leader of Gristledown. He's basically like the head of Gristledown, but
The head honcho.
it's
We
such
don't
a
accept
small place.
leadership. We don't really do that in Nirmathas, but
Yeah.
like, if someone had to be in charge, it would be him. Kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, there's very few people that actually live there, but he's like their nominal leader, basically.
So he might have pressed a little bit further, and you and I can just role play this out. I think, Chase, we had our scenes there. We had our scene. We'll be like, was it the same figure that was at the bridge, or did she only see him at the beginning? What was that situation?
It's just a passing figure that she was waving to as she left Gristledown.
Okay. And I inferred, although this still might not be true, there's plenty of people that go to Gristledown. I'm not the only one. But those are remarkably similar to my memories. He is a big fan of the rabbit food. He likes that. He spent some time in Gristledown, and the kind of like, I think the sense of emotions that she described that she had like during the dream, or for the person she was feeling for, who knows what that was. I think that he too has a sense of empathy for that situation, and I don't know if it's like some kind of odd comfort or if it's unsettling. Like I can't quite. It's probably a bit of both. Like, you know, he's starting to feel isolated again, like, and because he had his trust betrayed, which really hurts. But like this group seems to start to be coming together, and he's probably doing that like overly attached, latching on really early kind of thing. Like he really wants a family or like someone to feel close to, and so I think that like guides a lot of his feelings about this group. And I think that those conflicted emotions all kind of play out as Niari's talking, and he's listening as intently as he can, but he's also kind of drifting to sleep at that point. I'm assuming that this will kind of happen after their initial conversation, and she'll go into the details as he falls asleep.
Okay. And as you guys all take your turns taking watch, and eventually time passes and morning comes, and you're not harassed. Nothing comes during your sleep, and you all wake up the next morning. And I would assume that with channels the night before and your natural healing, probably everybody's at full.
Yep, everyone should be.
I've never been better. I
Thank-
took no damage.
Thank you, Justin.
Oh, nice.
That was another fun combat, although I was very sad that my sleeping arrow didn't hit and I expended my sleeping arrow. Oh well, it wouldn't have really mattered in any other circumstance except then that DC is so stupidly low, you might as well not fire the arrow. Like, really
Okay.
desperate.
So you guys wake up, and what do you do? You have the day. I can move us all back to the hex map here.
Back to the hex map, I think.
What the heck?
And
I'm gonna take another
What?
swing at that necklace.
what the hex?
Yeah. Everybody who can roll
It
spellcraft
perplexes
can
me.
do that.
Sorry, Josh. I had to.
Certainly try.
I know nothing of magic.
Oh, Nari,
Justin.
yeah.
Passively cheating. I'll roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll just lump those together. And that is enough to hit the DC of this item, and it is a amulet of natural armor +1.
Nice. I just pictured everybody just kind of like crowded around, like shoulder to shoulder, just looking at this thing like, ooh, what is it?
So one thing that might be interesting is Nyari looks at it and she will kind of just say, oh, I believe this is an amulet of natural armor. I've seen it before. And she'll hand it to Aiden and say, do you agree? Do you think this is an amulet of natural armor?
Sorry, I was having a conversation with the GM. Yes, of course it is. Obviously. Do I know?
Do you have spellcraft?
I don't.
Then you do not know.
He shrugs.
Oh, okay. Well,
Um,
it's good for defense if you need extra defense in battle. I don't know
Maybe.
who would be best to wear it.
Well, maybe then I will take it. it could help. And I'll kind of look around, see if anyone else wants it.
Maybe we should roll for it. What are your ACs, everybody?
He said that in character.
Let's decide who should get it based on the AC.
Well, I'm pretty good with a bow, and I'm also pretty good at not being hit. One of those is true.
My AC is 13.
Yikes or noodles, fam. Do you not wear armor?
I have padded armor and a cloak of resistance.
I think amulets. Oh, I can't. I don't want to wear it. I'm already wearing an amulet, so that goes without saying. But I believe that Volus could also wear it. I think animal companions can wear.
Ooh,
Yeah, but
Volus with some bling.
But it's natural armor, so I think bears have already got
Maybe it
more
doesn't
they
stack
do.
with his.
They have one
That's right.
stack. I'm assuming it is a natural armor plus 1 bonus, not a plus 8,000. So plus 2.
No, it's only a +1.
Okay.
So if more than one of you want it, you could roll off for it.
Theros wouldn't elect to take it right off the bat. That's just not who he is. He would just would take it if
we're gonna
nobody
have to
else is
make
going to take it.
Theros wear stuff.
Right. We're gonna
Theros,
force him
please,
to wear
for your own
armor.
well-being, put this on.
Well, I mean, like he wouldn't
So-
ask
No, I
for it,
couldn't
but if
possibly.
somebody else offered it to him, like nobody else was going to take it, he would wear it. But he would be the last to elect to wear it.
I don't know if Iden should get it if he's just gonna run away every combat.
What can I say? I do think that Iden would like bide for it, but if somebody said like, "What if Theros wants it?" He'd be like, "Oh yeah, of course, Theros, would you like it?" kind of thing. He's a little passive at the moment these days. For context, I don't know which one is better in game terms, so I don't think it matters. I think we can just kind of go to whatever.
Okay. Well, Theros would be like, well, if no one else will take it, I'd be happy to wear it, and I thank you.
Lauren, do you want it? I think a roll will be the best way to resolve this one.
No, I don't.
Oh, then just give it to Theros.
Because my AC is pretty solid. I don't really need a buff right this second.
I will say, just like, if we give it to the person with the lowest AC, that obviously helps pad us as a group. If we give it to the person with the highest AC, it helps them tank things a little bit better, especially if they're the DPS
true.
guy. But in Pathfinder, it doesn't matter, because there's no such thing as a tank, because you can't actually gain aggro. So
I will say, given how Theros is played, you end up in melee combat pretty frequently, which is fine.
True.
Your character, play him how you want, but just stating, if we look back at our combats, you typically are somehow in the melee in every fight.
Well,
to be fair, he's setting up flanking with Volus, which is a big
Yes.
plus.
Which is fine.
I also
totally
don't have much in the way of spells that can help outside of that
Right.
yet. At least stuff that won't also harm everybody else, like Entangle, is going to.
This
be
is me
fairly-
encouraging you to take it.
Yeah, so I'll take
Yeah,
it.
so go ahead and give it to Theros.
It's what is it again? Necklace of
Amulet.
Amulet
Amulet.
of natural armor +1.
And you can add it as you're under the additional. Go to your AC items, and you go ahead and add that. Make sure the equip mark is checked. And then under your NAT for natural, you can put 1.
All right.
It is natural.
All right, I
Got
will
it.
And you'll want
remove
to
it.
switch the type to be miscellaneous, otherwise it'll take it as medium armor and slow you down.
Got it.
Yes.
It is
As
switched.
everybody's eating breakfast the next morning, Nayari will recount in detail the dream that she had and stress again her belief that it is actual events that either happened or will happen.
Concerning food, I'm assuming we can take a little bit of time in the morning to go hunting or snare traps and get stuff, hopefully.
Yep.
You don't want some apples?
No, you wake up the next
Hungry for
morning and
apples?
all of the apples are just smashed, just all over off in the side of the somewhere, just all over the place, just garbage. Stupid apples.
We probably should head back to camp to check on everyone.
I agree.
I think that is a good idea.
To
Okay.
camp then.
Yes.
So you
back to-
guys make your way back to camp. And just so you know, the squares that are explored here, technically, since you haven't been to camp yet, they wouldn't be explored for your characters.
Right.
So I'm still going to do the double movement thing.
So 1, 2, 3, 4 to get back.
That's
It'd be
to
So that's-
aid
2, 4,
Orin if
6,
need
and
be.
7.
But we have more movement these days. How much? Do we
Right.
have?
Yeah.
I was trying to see how many hexes it took us to get back because you can't see the hexes.
Set.
Yeah, the map of the camp, the hex that the camp is on that you would have had explored, but the 3 leading up to it technically wouldn't have been explored by you yet. You haven't been back there to talk to
Right.
your
Right.
adventurees.
But once we
Can-
do, we can assume that
Yes.
we figure out the layout.
Can
Yes.
we roll survival as PCs to get provision points for the camp?
You can if you take the day to do so.
No. I don't want to do that.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
I've got to drop some stuff off in camp because I'm encumbered at the moment.
Oh, are you really?
Yeah. I'm carrying this masterwork light
Actually-
mace, masterwork short bow, hide shirt.
It's been a hot minute since I've actually investigated my own equipment sheet. let
So
me
is
do that.
everybody aiding Orin in their survival checks?
Yes, I'll roll in one moment. Just
Okay.
oh, I'm no longer unconscious. Let's
I
get that
don't
over
have
with.
to roll to aid, or do I have to? I have to roll to aid.
Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
I aided.
Nice.
All right. I aided.
Okay. So with that, you hit the DC 20 to move. Now we're doing 16 hexes. So
Thank
you,
you, sir.
you take 7 hexes worth of movement to get to camp. You have 9 hexes left, but we will go over the myriad of things that happen as you guys return to camp.
It is a myriad.
So first thing, you guys come back to camp and you see Auburn has returned. Auburn has returned. She has finished leaving all of her messages for any rangers in the area, and she sees you guys return to camp, and she says, "Oh, it's good to see that you're back. How was it? I know that you guys before I went out, I know that you guys went to check out on Phaendar. What information did you find? Could you see how many hobgoblins there were? Were they getting ready to scout the Fangwood? Could you see where they're getting their supplies?" And she's asking all these questions about what information you gained at Phaendar.
I'm sorry. I steered us away from that direction, probably foolishly. We did not end up going to Fangwood. We thought it more prudent in the moment to get supplies for the camp. With that said, though, I do feel that should be our next course of action. And she'll kind of explain her dream as well to Auburn, more looking for if Auburn recognizes this person or the names that were in the dream. She's trying to get a sense of, is this true? Is this something that may have happened already? Is this something that's going to happen?
She'll say, "Well, I don't know anything about. I don't know who it was that this other woman in your dream you're talking about, but I know Chorus. I've met him before. He's a fine fellow. So I mean, there's definitely some merit in your dream, but I couldn't tell you what it means." And when you were earlier saying that you guys didn't go to Fangwood, she kind of looks down. She's like, "Well, I understand your thought process, but I think having information at this point would be invaluable to us. We don't know exactly what we're dealing with. If you are going back to Fangwood, just try to keep an eye out, try to see exactly what it is that we're up against, and if there's anything we can do to deal with it, to fight back in a sense."
It's been so many days. I fear what we will find when we get there, but I do think it's necessary to see and to stop anyone from going should they be heading that direction.
It would have been best if it had been earlier, but
I don't know. It's up to you, but I do think that getting information would be a good idea here.
It might have been best, but Niari, I do not think was wrong. It is important that you and everyone here is safe now. So,
Yes, well, actually, that does bring us to another bit of information. And then she kind of leads you to some of the tents. And as you open up one of the makeshift tents that they have, one of the larger ones they were able to assemble, you see that there are 5 individuals in this tent who are laying on mats. Seems that they are wounded. You notice Jet, Rena, Tice, Cledon, and Pharaoh. All of these are people that were sent out survival checking for supplies. Tice and Rena were aiding Jet, and Cledon and Pharaoh were doing their own checks. And you see they are all wounded. It looks like Jet has sustained the most damage. Looks like maybe a broken leg. It's definitely pierced, and they're trying to they're trying to tend to that. Rena and Tice are bruised up pretty bad, but they're not as bad. You think that, with a little bit of magical healing, which they can provide, they're both adepts. They'll be good the next morning to continue. But Jet is probably going to have to take at least a day off. Cledon and Pharaoh, they look like they have relatively minor injuries comparatively to the other 3. Just some cuts and scrapes, really. Nothing too bad. But as you enter the tent, you can hear them arguing. You can hear Cledon and Pharaoh arguing, and they're just like, that was terrible. I'm not going out there again. When we went out there, we almost died. It was terrible. You think I'm going to go out there again and do that? No way. And they're just kind of going on about all this stuff. And one of the, actually, it's Lirosa and Tydell are in there as well, talking to these guys. And as you guys enter, they both look at you, and I'm sure you guys have a reaction, a confused reaction as you see all of this, maybe asking like what happened or something.
Can I interject real
Yeah,
quick?
absolutely.
It's another situation that I really wish I was Elwood. It's going to be fun to role play Aiden in this situation, but Elwood would have some words that I'll miss out on. It's okay.
Yeah, just so you know, Cledon and Pharaoh are the 2 merchants.
yeah.
Just say, who sent you out? Who would be foolish enough to make you do things like that?
It would be us. We did that.
Yeah.
Collectively. It
So
was a joint effort.
Lirosa and Tydell, they kind of look up to you guys and Tydell says, well, judging from what they said and Jet's injury, it's pretty clear that they ran into Gashma's territory.
Gashma?
Do I know what they are?
Make a knowledge nature check.
No.
Anybody who has knowledge nature.
Whoa, I don't think I can beat that, but I'll give it a shot.
Did you say Gashma?
Why can't we roll these on attack rolls?
Or in
I-
combat to learn some useful information?
Those would have been some great attack rolls.
Yeah, that would have been sick.
Yeah, I'll say, Aiden, you have heard of Gashma. You're not super familiar with the details, but you've definitely heard rumors. Nyari and Theros, though, you guys have heard a lot more. Theros, you might have actually seen this creature with that roll. Gashma is a notoriously ill-tempered dire boar. He gets his name from his large from his large tusks, which he will often kind of rub them against trees, making distinctive circular patterns on the bark. And that's how a lot of people know when they're in his territory. Theros, you might have seen him once, and ever since you have made an effort to steer clear of his territory. And you would know that it's to the north. His territory is due north, quite a ways from where you're currently at. Like way up into this area somewhere, like in the northern area. You're not 100%
Where
sure.
that icon is?
What icon? This icon?
Yeah.
No, it's more north than that. It's deeper into the forest.
Oh, so they didn't travel that far north, did they?
No, but his territory is wide.
Well, I was also going to wonder, Jet didn't go scouting, but she went hunting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I looked at I rolled a die, and I looked at all the people who could have been in any certain direction, and so I randomly chose 5 people, and those were the 5 people. And so I just said that they went out together. Rena and Tice, you specifically had aiding Jet. Jet might have been showing Cleon and Pharaoh the ropes or something like that. But they had all gone up there, and they'll kind of describe how they went, north a ways and maybe a little bit too far, but they must have either gotten into the edge of Gashma's territory, or maybe he came too far south more so than they expected. But they ran into this dire boar that is pretty infamous, and it, it the story goes that Jet defended the others and took one of the tusks right into the leg, and that's probably what resulted in
Ooh.
her injury. Rena and Tice then stepped in to protect her, probably got kicked or something. That's where their bruises probably came from. But once all 5 of them made their presence, it seems like Gashma probably was scared off due to just the numbers. It doesn't sound like Cleon and Pharaoh actually helped in the combat. They were kind of just there. But yeah, so they returned to camp injured, and they've been there since last night. And Rena and Tice have already done all of the healing necessary. It's just that with the leg, it's going to probably take a day for her to recover. So the next NPC action, she will be out of commission for 1 day. It's worth of time.
That's too bad. She makes the food.
She can still get her +1 passive bonus just from being in camp, but she can't do the actual hunting. So that is another thing that they mentioned to you. Also, while you're in camp, unless you guys wanted to role play that out, we can go to the next thing that happens.
Well, how much are the 2 merchants complaining?
They're just kind of going on. They're like, "Hey, I'm not going out there again. I mean, the thing was huge. We could have died. I mean, I understand that we're in a bad position here, but it's not worth going out there and just dying in the middle of the forest." And they're just kind of going on like that.
Yeah, I think he is. I think Aiden's gonna actually, just interject and say, in the tone of under your breath, but loud enough so everyone can hear, "But you didn't die." Kind of observation.
Pharaoh looks up and he kind of scowls at you, and he says, "Yeah, not this time, but who knows what would happen next time. It's like I said, I'm not going out there again. It's too risky."
Then what will you do to help out here in camp? Because everyone has to pull their weight in some form. Others are not going to risk their lives for you to eat while you sit and do nothing.
Say, "Oh, I mean, we'll help out around the camp. That's fine. But going out there in the forest, I mean, it's dangerous. We're not trained warriors. We can't barely defend ourselves."
It's dangerous here. You could very easily be beset upon by a creature here in the camp.
Well,
And then
it's
what will you
safer
do?
here
Run
than
away?
out there. At least
think-
Auburn's here. I mean, we're not residents of Phaendar, but we know about Auburn. I mean, if worse comes to worse, she can at least do something to protect the camp.
So Aiden doesn't say this out loud, but it crosses his mind that, oh man, this really isn't actually that defensible at all. Thank God that they can, or thank the gods that they can believe this illusion, but if they actually get set upon, it would be very, very bad. So that thought crosses his mind, and he probably is quiet then for the rest of the conversation while they keep talking.
Theros wanting to try to calm everybody down and bring everybody kind of back together. We'll just kind of say, gentlemen, you are absolutely right. Grimshaw is not, what is his name? Creature's name?
Gashmaw.
Gashmaw is not a beast to be easily trifled with. But I have to commend you both and everyone here on your bravery in facing the beast. It's not easy to go against your own nature and step out of your comfort zone to face the challenges we all have before us, but it's something we must do, and whether it's here or out in the wilds, you may be called upon to act for more than just yourselves. It would be wise to keep that in mind.
Roll a Diplomacy.
I would like to aid and chime in.
Okay, what would you like to say as you aid?
I think what Theros said is true. I mean, which of you asked to be in the Fangwood today or ever? You're not truly free now. And to fight for true freedom will take sacrifices to get there. You must stand for Nemathis. And he kind of looks around at his companions. Like we'll stand. We'll have your back. But you've got to have ours. And he'll say that.
Okay. Roll to aid.
Yes, sir. Good thing I have a -1 in diplomacy and it's not trade. Yay!
If you do aid. So you two both say that, and Theros says you're commending them for their bravery. Cleon kind of like looks up. He's like, oh, I mean, yes, we could have just run away, you know. I mean, we stayed behind. We did help, and then he's kind of like, he likes being flattered, saying that like he did well. He's like, yes, I mean, we helped drag Jet back, just so you know, like they might not have made it back without us. And then he just kind of puts his hands up and he does like a, just saying.
I want to look at Jet's reaction to that. I'm assuming she's in the room.
Yeah, she's conscious.
Rolling her
She's in
eyes.
pain. She's in pain, but she's conscious, and she kind of just like, it's like a half laugh, but she kind of plays it off as a
Stifled.
grunt so that that they don't think she's laughing at them. But yeah, it looks like she's taking it well. Her condition, like, she's pretty tough. But when he says that, it's kind of like a laugh that she tries to pretend wasn't a laugh. And then the other one, he says, well, I mean, you do bring up a good point, but here, like I said, I'm not going out there alone. That's too dangerous. Again, I mean, we went as a group of 5 and we barely made it back. That's too dangerous.
And Theros will reply, just interject, none of us are in this alone, and that's what makes this camp or you know, our group important. We have to stay together. We're not asking you to do this on your own.
He says, right, well, I know you 4 are the warriors of the group. You guys are like the leaders. You're the fighters. I get that. You're good at what you do.
If only he had seen our rolls.
Look,
You know, it's true. I'm pretty good with a bow.
look, if you can promise us that you'll do everything you can to keep this place safe, you know, do everything you can to make sure that, you know, we're not getting attacked by these wild animals every time, and we're not on risking our lives just to make it back with a couple scraps of food. If you can promise us that you'll do everything you can, then, you know, I'll give it another shot.
You have my word.
I give you mine as well.
We're all Nermathi, right? We're all in this together.
He pulls out a notebook and he's like, okay, 3 days and I want Gashma dead. No.
I will
Challenge
be adding
accepted.
that to the quest log, though. A little side quest.
Okay.
Handle Gashma. Also, oh my gosh, I really wish Elwood was there when you said we're all Nermathi, right? Like, yeah, of course. Yeah. What about this?
Sweats nervously.
That would have been so good.
So, as you guys are finishing that up and you start to leave the tent, we'll say, you're met by Sir de Hoodwall, who was one of the
I like
scouts.
Dudewall better. Sir Dudewall.
We can say that Sir Dudewall.
Sir Dudewall.
So he walks up to you and says, hello, I don't know if I've introduced myself. I'm Sir de Hoodwall. I'm sorry, Sir Dudewall, as I go by around here. Back in Tamlin, they always called me de Hoodwall, but you guys, I guess, have a hard time pronouncing that. So Dudewall it is. Yes, I'm Sir Dudewall.
It's the accent. I'm really sorry. I'm not from here.
I try my best, but the H is hard.
Yes, I understand. I've
How do
given
you
up on
how
it.
do you say it? It's
It's
Dudewall.
well, yes. Back in Tamarin, they'd say de Hoodwall.
That seems
Dudewall.
like a needless pause. That you just say Dudewall.
Well, look, I don't go around
Duh.
criticizing your names now, do I?
It just seems unnecessary to me.
That's fair, though, Niari. I think.
Anyways, I was going to tell you guys something. I was out scouting, and so I went up north a ways.
Justin, are you okay?
Oh yeah. No, I'm downstairs, so I don't want the kids.
Oh.
So I was scouting
I was
up
gonna
northward,
tell y'all
you know.
something pretty plot relevant,
And
Y'all
so,
keep talking.
so I heard somebody telling something about like there being a hermit up north. So I was looking in that direction, and I actually managed to find a shack up there. And there's an old woman there. That's probably the hermit that everybody was talking about. Her name's Veld, by the way. Terrible temper, that one. So I went up, and all I said was, "Hello, we're in a dire situation here. Anything you can do to help us out?" And you know what she said to me? She said to me, she's like, "Those strong enough to survive will do so." And then she shooed me away. So I don't know what you guys want to do with that. I just wanted to let you know that I found the hermit, and she has a terrible personality. Yeah, I couldn't talk any sense into her. So
Sounds like a comedian sketch to me. Like, so one day I went to visit this hermitess, and would you believe she said to me? I just was waiting for a punchline or something.
I couldn't believe it. Like
My new
we're in
favorite
we're in a
NPC.
dire situation here. You'd think that you'd think a decent human being would
A person
be okay
would
with
have.
this. Yeah, I know,
Common
right?
decency.
He looks at Ida and he's like, "I know, right? Like that's what I was thinking." But nope. She just wasn't having any of it. So I don't know if maybe you guys can talk some sense into the old crone, but yeah, that's all I wanted to say.
Well,
So
thank you for your efforts. So, who?
Sir Doodwall is what
Dude-
you guys say.
dude.
Doodwall is what I go by back in Tamarin, but like I said, it's been years. I've gotten used to either one. So
Well, I'll try to say the Hoodwall.
yeah, it's close enough. Yeah.
The Hoodwall.
I
Thank
will
you.
get it right in time.
Sir Dehudwall.
Oh, Theros.
That was very good.
He kind of nods. He's like, "Yeah, yeah, well, yeah, I'll take that, sure." And kind of turns and starts going about his business.
Great.
And,
now I gotta integrate swallowing H's in my accent.
And so next up, you are confronted by Kining, who was the other scout that you had going out.
Ah, Justin's nemesis.
Kining just kind of walks up and she's like, "Well, I know you told me to go out and scout in the area, and I've been doing that. I've been going around. I've been looking around, and I found a couple things. Well, I found one thing, not a couple things. Out to the west there, a little bit northwest. There's a wolf den that I found. I didn't get too close. I saw that there was a wolf there currently, so I didn't think it'd be wise to get too close. But like I said, I was a ways off, but it looked like the wolf might have been about to give birth. I don't know. I don't know if like there's something interesting about the wolf den. Like all I know is you guys said to scout around the area, report back anything interesting. That was the most interesting thing that I found. So it's to the northwest. Sorry.
Would Aiden know about this wolf den?
Probably not that one specifically. Like there are animal dens around. You might have been to that one, but it might not have been occupied by a wolf at the time.
I just
kind of a
know that
thing.
there are wolves there. It's not unknown.
Yeah. This
Ooh.
makes sense to you that she would have encountered a wolf den over there.
I have half a mind, like maybe he would know, like a wolf kind of thing, because he's been through that place pretty often.
Yeah,
I
it's
said
pretty
that-
Close. What she directs you to is pretty close to Gristledown.
Right. So he might have like little pet names for wolves that he sees. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, great.
It's possible.
Well,
Somebody
I think there
the
are
group
so
chat.
there's so many different directions we have to go that clearly the only option is to split up.
I think that is very wise, Niori. Like I said, I will always trust you.
Listen, I have an intelligence of 8. I don't always make good decisions.
No, that's not a good decision. That was Josh, by the way.
I truly think there are things that we need to do in the forest, but I really feel like we need to understand what's happening in Fhaendar. And like you had mentioned before, Aiden, I am willing to go alone if that is what it takes. I need to know what's happening, and I need to know if this dream means anything.
It is as I said to Orin last night. We all need to trust each other. We all need to stand together, as we just spoke with our recent companions. Nyari, I, like you, don't put much stock in the gods, but it would seem fate wants us to return towards Fhaendar, at least for a glimpse. So I'm with you.
Maybe fate is at hand. But I don't know.
I think you've earned this one, lass.
So, yeah, I think that I am okay with doing that. I have a question. If we wanted to start moving the camp, what would mechanically have to happen to get them to start moving?
Where are they going?
Towards Gristledown, I would
The
think.
wolf den?
Yes,
feel
right?
like probably
Directly
should
into danger.
clear that out first.
Right. Directly
So having
away.
them go in that direction, I would say, since they're going as a bigger group and they have to tear things down and carry all of
Maybe
their
they could
provisions
go like
with
a hex
them.
a day or something.
Yeah, I would say to prevent it from being too annoyingly slow, I'd say 2 hexes a day they could get pretty easily, because they'd have to unpack, and then they'd have to make shelters. Like, they could bring some of the shelter with them, so they wouldn't have to build up from scratch, but they'd have to like reset up for the night
Right.
before they get there. So I'd
Mechanically,
say,
though, it'd work like a free action. It would involve some moving, or how would you tie up NPC actions if we did that, if at all?
I would say, I would say that they could probably just, since they wouldn't be able to move too terribly long, I would say that you could do normal NPC actions. However, Tice and Rena would probably have to stay behind to help Jet, and Auburn is still somewhat wounded from before, and Illica, to help them move. But the rest could probably do their normal actions.
Sure. I think that's fair. Like, if you consider, like, you go out hunting, if you know where to come back to, like they say, hey, we're going to move this way kind of thing, and you're semi-familiar with the areas, they might start being more familiar like we are. I think that's reasonable. So we'll keep that in the back of our mind as a future action we can consider taking.
Yeah. And if you have enough people staying behind to like maintain the herd, then technically those people could also be helping do other things at the same time. So yeah.
Exactly. That's just my
Do we want to make sure that Gristledown is okay first?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Absolutely. We're not gonna
data on Gristledown.
Yeah, I know.
Because this giant tower could show up there as well.
Yeah.
Just because it popped up in Fhaendar,
Yeah.
it could have popped up in Gristledown as well.
I'm just saying, there's no way that I'm sending them 2 hexes a day all the way to Gristledown. No, but they could start moving that way. That when we meet up with them, we can make some ground a little better. But no, we absolutely should clear the path first, I think, or at least travel with them.
Because there's also the hunter's cabin, which could provide shelter, but that's
About
somewhere.
somewhere.
Is that
around-
here?
It should be.
Well, you
I
know
think
that
it's-
it's in the areas of the northeast.
So it's still further this way somewhere.
Yeah.
And again, it might not be exactly northeast because it's a hex map, but to the northeast.
Right, might be there. Might
well-
be there. Might be there. Might be there. Might be there.
Well, that would be due north, so it's not that.
Might
I
be
think
there.
we could.
It'd
Get
be
to-
somewhere in that general area.
Yeah.
Were we able to infer that this over here was the cave that York was talking about, or do we not know that? Is that a fair assumption or no?
You know that he told you about a cave of lizard folk to the northeast, and you see on his map a place marked as Children of Stone. That's all you could.
But we don't know who the Children of Stone are.
No,
Okay.
Yeah.
not by
Should-
that name at least.
Okay.
Could we get all the way to the bridge with our remaining movement?
You have 9 hexes worth, so 8, 10, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14. Yeah, you have plenty of movement to get there today.
So we
That's
can get
a
all
big
the.
risk.
That's a sketch.
So scary. I don't want to go back.
Sarah's being baited by her own brother.
I say we do it. I didn't want it to go to begin with, and was only talked down by Nate.
Family.
Right?
Yeah.
And I love that dynamic
gotta
that it was
love-
like, Aiden, you're being selfish. How dare you tell us to go back to Fendar? And then Sarah's like, listen, I had a dream, guys, so
Yeah.
we're
Yeah, I have to say-
definitely going back.
It's not lost on Aiden. I think he actually might. Well, there's more campfire seeds to be had.
Well,
Don't
to
you
be
worry.
fair,
There's more
Nayari
campfires.
was prepared to go back the next day. She just wanted to get those apples back to the camp, and then she was prepared to go to Fhaendar with him the next day. And then everybody else was like, let's go south instead, and we don't need to go back and see. And so it's not that she doesn't want to go back. It was just a matter of timing at that
Oh,
particular
Don't you
moment.
worry. You can prep all the defenses you want. That'll come up later. It'll be
I
fine.
distinctly remember that she said that, but because she called Aiden selfish, he's like, you know what? I'm never going back to Fangwood.
Screw
I'm going
you
the
guys."
opposite direction.
I'm going as far from Fhaendar as possible.
I'm gonna say that was the line. I really think that
Checked
he would have
out.
been like, yeah, I think that he would not have behaved unless she had accused him of selfishness.
Yep.
Okay.
Checks out.
Anything else, and he would have absolutely been like, no, forget you. Like, I am Nirmathi. Like I do what I want. He would have kept going.
It's our
Right.
excuse for everything. I am Nirmathi.
Yeah, it's like this is how we live in Yenmathas. If you don't like it, you can go to the next town over.
So where are we headed? What are we doing, group?
All the way to Fhaendar, man. All the
All
way.
right, let's go.
All right.
Blaze it. Blaze
As
it.
you guys leave the camp,
We're going all the way to Fhaendar, guys. Right to Fhaendar.
Roll right up.
Hey, actually, there are 1 or 2 hobgoblins I wanted to have a quick convo with. Can we have a roleplay moment?
so as you guys are leaving the camp, Auburn does stop you one more time. She just says, before you head out, I just wanted to tell you one more thing. I forgot about it until just now. There was a lot that I had to cover there. Over the past 2 nights, the camp has heard some disturbing noises, screams.
Oh, stop. Oh, I have chills. Like, oh, stop it. This is
2
scary.
nights ago, 2 nights ago, to the southwest, sorry, in the direction of Fhaendar, we heard what sounded like a man screaming.
Oh,
and,
no. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
we heard it there at as the sun started to fade, and it lasted a couple hours, and then eventually it just went silent.
Oh, jeez.
And then last night we heard screaming again. This time it was a woman. Again, right at dusk, we heard the screaming, and then a couple hours just going by until it just went quiet. Just wanted to let you know that people are getting nervous around here. They're having a hard time sleeping with that noise, and nobody really wanted to volunteer to check it out in the middle of the night. So just wanted to make you aware of that as well.
All right,
He's
give me
like,
a
nope,
moment.
sorry, we're not going to Fhaendar now. Heck no.
Can we revisit the quest log? I have our objectives currently listed as find the secluded hermit to the north, which we are aware of but have not dealt with. We've learned that she has a bit of an attitude, which we already knew. Find a path to Gristledown to the northwest. Check the abandoned Hunter's Lodge to the northeast. We also have gained new side quests thanks to Jason's DMing. Explore the caves to the northeast of New York City, also known as Centaur's Meeting, which is inhabited by lizard people. Hunt Gashmaw in the north, and investigate the screams to the southwest. We also, that is partially look upon Fhaendar to gain intel. Is there anything else I missed? I think that's it all.
Sounds pretty much it, I think.
I think that sounds pretty much it. However, not complaining. This is great storytelling, and if this was a video game, I would be loving it just like now. But it is 1 step forward, 7 steps back at the moment. We completed 2 of our tasks and have gained 3.
Yep. So what directions are you going? How are you proceeding here?
Here. We've traveled that spaces before.
7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 10 out of 16 to get to where the farm is.
No, you're miscounting. We had to start to here from here. Remember, we moved this way already.
Yeah. So
I got you.
2, 4, 6. You already explored the camp, so that's 7. You explored these ones, so 8, 9, 10 to get to the farm.
Gotcha.
So you still have 6 hexes of movement after that.
Yep. So 5, I think.
Okay. Is everybody in agreement with that?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Oh boy.
Let me reveal that. There you go.
Then I think that it's one of those situations where we can get there both ways. Jason, I have not submitted a final answer yet. I'm just running it by the party for a moment. I think 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 or 5 will be good. And then the last one should reveal Phaendar. So would you like to go this way or this way?
I don't care. I still can't get over these screaming. That's freaking me out in real life. Go with 5.
I think 5 is the right answer.
Yeah.
The music bot stopped working too.
If it left the chat, you can summon it back.
It hasn't. It's still in the chat.
Okay.
Wish I could kick it.
It went a long time ago. I just didn't say anything
Hey.
because I was in the moment. I was role playing, you know.
So number 5 it is.
Josh was giving the speech from the Patton movie. Well, you're a man, aren't you? Slapping him, you know.
Let me just reveal here.
What could
Curse
that
of
possibly
Mrs.
be?
Rod.
We just had to go to Fandar, didn't we?
3 hours of scary, creepy, dark suspense horror movie.
There we
Music.
go. That's better. Now it's working
Instrumental
again.
Halloween.
So you guys make it over there. Let me just move your icon over here. Okay, there we go.
Thank you, Sarah, for fixing that.
Is it working now? I don't
Yes.
hear it.
Oh, so we actually have a hex
News
of
for
movement
me.
left because we ended up in
Oh,
the
there it
edge of the forest.
You
sooner than I thought.
have 10, 12, 14. You have 2 hexes of movement left.
Right, because we didn't actually.
Yep.
We're that close to seeing. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Yeah, you were right there, which is why I had all of that prepared. And you just went the opposite direction.
So
Oh,
You were
man.
like, I'm gonna make them go back so all my preparation isn't
Hope
wasted.
y'all are
Like, if they
stealthy.
don't go back, I'm going to kill all of them, and their backup characters will start there. No.
Shoot, that'd be awesome.
No. So you guys make it to the edge of the Fangwood, and you guys are looking in, and you can see 300 feet from the bridge, and this is nearing the end of the day, so it's not like dim light or anything, but it's starting to get close to dusk, and you guys can see Phaendar, and you approach the edge, the Fangwood forest, careful not to expose yourself to the prying eyes of the hobgoblins beyond, and you see what remains of Phaendar. More than half the buildings and all of the hundreds of tents that once made up the town during the market festival have been burned or torn down. In the distance, you see where the Riverwood Shrine once stood is now nothing more than rubble. As you continue surveying the scene, you pick up on more and more details. Everybody roll a perception check.
Oh, that's like the worst I've ever rolled a perception. That's literally a 1 because I have plus
Natural
10.
1.
Oh,
Ooh, Aiden
Okay.
coming through.
So Aiden and Nayari notice more than the other two. All of you notice, first off, you see the black stone tower in the middle of the market green, standing over 60 feet tall, Its roughly circular shape seems to have expanded somewhat at the base and is now between 100 to 80 feet in diameter.
Oh my gosh.
Aiden, this is your first time seeing it. Second, all of you can see hundreds upon hundreds of hobgoblins working around the town. Many are still tearing down buildings, using what few pieces of good lumber they find to begin erecting a wooden barricade around the town itself. Other hobgoblins are in groups performing training sessions, training exercises. Others still you see moving supplies back and forth or setting some aside in small portions, possibly for scouting missions. Aiden and Nayari, you both notice that there is a makeshift fence erected in the area in front of the tower in the market green. Half a dozen pairs of hobgoblin guards patrol the outside of the fence. It's a ways off, so you're not getting very many details, but you can see like ant-sized figures patrolling this fence. Inside, you see hundreds of people. It's too far to tell if they are bound or whatnot, but you do see some of them kind of moving a little bit. You notice as you look closer, there are far too few people in the fenced area, probably close to a third or half fewer than you would have expected to see given the number of people that were at the market festival. You begin wondering where the others are. And as you continue looking around, straining your eyes, it's getting darker here. You didn't immediately see some of these details, but you begin to see them. Bodies cover the sides of the few remaining structures present in Phaendar. The Phaendar Bridge is lined with dozens of bodies on either side, hanging from the neck. And as you focus on the bridge, you see that the crane next to it has been lifted up and shifted and swung over the bridge so that the tip of it now hangs directly above the bridge's center. And from the tip of the crane hangs a single body. And as you all narrow your eyes and you watch, the body slowly rotates. And Nayari, you can see as it rotates around the beaten and bloody face of a now dead Elwood, with the Iron Fang Legion symbol painted over his armor. And that is all that you see from Phaendar at this glance. What all do you want to do? Is there anything specific you want to do now that you have seen it?
Nayari's shaking with rage, but she can't do anything. She can barely keep herself together. She keeps stroking the handle of her axe, and she wants to so badly just run across, but she knows that's suicide.
Aiden, this is your first time seeing the Black Tower. This is the first time seeing the Riverwood Shrine is in rubble, bodies everywhere. What do you make of this?
So nights prior, after everyone had gone to sleep, and various times as we were out exploring the Fangwood, Aiden has been taking moments to himself to pray to Rastal and Desna and even Pharasma. You know, his grandfather was a holy man, and in his eyes lived a righteous life, and it's not unheard of for people to come back from the dead. You know, it's crazy and wild, but you know, this is a fantasy world after all, and he hadn't entirely abandoned hope yet. He hadn't entirely grasped the situation, and what he said was true. He trusted Nayari, and he believed her from the beginning, you know, once she told him, but he came to that opinion. Originally, he was defending his own honor kind of thing. You're not going to call me selfish kind of situation, but now it's really settling in. And I think he's past it. I think he just knows that he can't do anything now. Like, obviously. And Elwood's body doesn't mean anything to him, so for that, it's just another victim. So I don't think that affects him at all. But I think what does is, you know, he's got a vision now. You know, it was just this abstract idea in the past that my grandfather died, my parents died, and my father died in the war. He never really was close with his father. That was a thought, and this was a thought, and that was a thought. This time, you can see what was taken from him very clearly, and it's burned in his mind. And he's making sure that he doesn't forget, you know, as he's peering through, and he's, you know, the 22 is reflective of his moment. You know, he's looking at everything. He wants to absorb every detail, try to capture every face, get it into his head, because you can't forget now. Now he's got a goal. Now he's got something to take back. Now he knows what to fight for. You know, it's not just for Nirmathis. It's for Phaendar. It's for my grandfather. It's for my family. It's for me. And I think that he's processing those kinds of emotions. But to himself, maybe he looks around at what his companions are doing, and if he sees like anyone shaking or like going to take action, maybe he'd like put their hand on them, or like if he saw someone grab their blade, he'd like kind of just rest it on top, kind of wanting to ground himself as much as comfort anyone else that's by him. So that's what he does.
Okay. And what all are you doing as you're looking at this scene? How long do you stay, etc.?
Theros and Orin are probably like, what do you got? I don't see anything. What do you guys see?
That's what I was like. Am I tall enough to
Orin's
see
like,
anything? Do I even know what's going on?
After a bit, with Aiden and Nayari pointing things out, you guys also start to make out these details. It's just at first you were unable to make them out as fast.
Just horrified. That's awful. So the bodies are literally like attached to the buildings? Is that what you're saying? Like hanging from the buildings?
Yeah, from the buildings, a lot of them are hanging from hooks that have been driven into the side of the walls. From the bridge, since it was made of stone, they had to resort to rope and just hanging the bodies over the edge.
Yeah, like just a prayer to Torog on that. Good
It's
lord.
a horrifying
That is
scene.
awful.
And that's the thing, is like those of you who noticed the people in the fence, it's like there's not enough people there. As you're looking around, it's like that's where the other people are.
Oof.
And like you know, there were probably a good 600 people at the market festival. 30 or so got away with your group. That means several hundred are left behind, and it looks like maybe half of those are now hanging from the walls of the buildings and the bridge. It's just an immense number of people that have been killed.
I think this is the day that Aiden learns what hate truly is. I think it's the first time he used the word in the past, and I think that just like a kid, you don't conceptualize what it means to hate someone until now. And he's a little bit scared of his own like desire, like murderous intent, you know? You can really scare yourself once you start thinking of the evil you'd be capable of. You know, this is what it would take to bring me to do awful things, I think is another thought that crosses his mind.
Okay.
Wow. That's rough, man.
This is bringing back some really bad memories for Nayari. It's not the first time she's seen hobgoblin carnage.
That's true.
Theros is too overwhelmed with just sadness at the loss of life to feel any hatred at the moment. Like the first thing he's just focused on is all the bodies, and he's not a people person, but he's such a respecter and appreciator of life and joy and peace, and just seeing that utterly desecrated in front of him is just devastating. He's just trying to keep from weeping for the families that have been lost.
Orange just sullen. Just becomes very sullen. Feels
There,
like we kind of failed.
there will be no mercy from me if we ever see a hobgoblin again. There is no saving them. There is no justice for them. There is only death and pain and agony. And I will rip every single one of them apart if I ever see them again. If we had only gotten here sooner, we may have been able to save some. I'm sorry. I should never have stopped us from coming.
Auburn was right. I needed to see this. Because now I know what I will do.
As you guys finish processing all of this, how do you go about leaving? Do you go back the way you came? What's the plan there?
We need to find the screaming. Do we see anything in our immediate hex or vicinity?
Yeah, if you guys look around a bit, if you go a couple 100 feet into the forest from where you're at, you can see a body lying in a creek bed. You see that the body has been brutalized, both before and after death. Its face is almost unrecognizable beneath the bruises and the wounds. Make a perception check.
Everyone or just him?
Everybody, yeah.
Can we take a 20? Do we have some time to really look at this? Or
It's up to you.
Nyari's looking for any sign from her. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to click that twice. Take the first one.
yeah.
She's looking for any sign of anything from her dream. She's looking for the direction that the person was going to Fhaendar. I think it's too far for her to see any specific bodies, but she's just looking for any sign that what she dreamt was true.
Yeah, you can interrupt the action if you want to, Jason. I'm not sure how much time we're gonna get, but I see Aiden just gaining this like crystal focus. You know, he's not just looking around. He's not just checking to see if there's anything useful. He's peering over every detail. Like I said, he's burning images in his mind now. This is just fuel for the fire kind of thing.
Theros would just approach the body and just kind of close the eyes of the person, whoever it was that passed, and just offering like kind of last respects.
Theros doesn't even notice there is a body.
I'm sure we would point it out.
Orange just doesn't even notice. I'm wandering aimlessly at the creek bed.
Well, to be fair, it's a DC 5 probably to notice the body, probably higher to notice anything else.
No, it's DC 15.
Oh, actually, that's much higher than I thought.
This is not to notice the body. This is to notice things on the body.
Got you.
So,
well, I take 26 for mine.
You guys are looking around. You're making sure to really focus on these details, and you notice that the wounds on the body came from some sort of weapon, very consistent with the hobgoblin weapons that you've seen. You see a broken black fingernail, like a hobgoblin's, in one of the injuries. Does anybody have heal?
I do.
Okay, so roll a heal.
Y'all keep describing. I'll be right back.
That's not very good. Oh, man, bad roll.
I also have heal.
Didn't mean to do that.
Spellcraft, yes.
Just trying to click away from it. Thank you.
Okay.
Oren.
That'll do.
Oren, you're examining this body, and you can tell that none of these injuries were fatal. They were all shallow and carefully placed to cause the most pain and slow death possible. Nyari, as you're looking over this body, you can tell this is the woman that you were. must be that she didn't hear your warning, approached the bridge and realized too late, fled a couple 100 feet into the forest and was cut down and tortured to death.
When she realizes that, Nayari will take a few steps. She's probably going to go 15, 20 feet away if she can, and she just throws up against a tree. She can't process all of this.
And Aiden, as you're looking at this body, you recognize this person. It's hard to tell, but with your perception check, you're realizing this body is of Gilida Dravenich. She was a resident of Gristledown. You knew her. She would primarily hunt using snare traps and such. Nothing. She wouldn't do like big game. It was mostly small game that she hunted for, but you knew her. She would, every couple months, she would go to Phaendar to trade some things, kind of similar to how you would. But she is there, just barely recognizable.
What's her name?
Gilida Dravenich. I'll spell it here. Gilida Dravenich.
He'll chime up. I know this woman. She was like me and also lived at Gristledown. And as he's looking over the body, she was very kind. She would cook me rabbit stew and would always greet me. I didn't know her well, but she was kind to everyone and to strangers. And if the gods are real, who among them would let this happen?
She was the one I saw in my dream. I don't know any god that exists that could let something like this happen.
She didn't die well.
Aiden gives like a glance to Orin to see how he reacts to that.
Aiden, did you say she's from Gristledown?
Yes.
Then if she was captured, then it may be safe to assume the enemy knows about the village. And that might be their next target.
Or we may be too late.
Either way, time is not on our side, and if we don't want to see any more scenes like this, we need to be diligent. We should head back to camp.
Does Gilida worship anyone, or does she have any holy symbols on her?
She never carried any holy symbols on her. She would, mention how she would occasionally send a prayer to various deities, Erastil, Gozra, Desna. She wasn't overly religious, but, just like, occasionally, like if there was a really good hunt, she'd be like, oh, thank Erastil, or just like stuff like that.
Same as me. Got them casual faiths going.
Yep. Pretty common for Gristledown folk.
Pretty common.
And as you guys are looking this over, we can just say that this occurs, unless when I say it you think it definitely wouldn't happen. But would anybody be looking at what she has on her? You can see that she still has her backpack, and it's still filled with some things in it. It doesn't look like they took anything from or looted their body, the body of the person that they chased down.
When I was looking for holy symbols, he will have also gone through her
So
stuff.
you do that, and we'll say that Orin or Theros or somebody casts Detect Magic, and you notice that this is a magical backpack. Inside, you find a bear trap a climber's kit. I should probably go slower so that the person writing this down can write
You're
this
good.
down.
Keep going.
Bear trap, climber's kit, 4 days worth of rations, 2 water skins, and animal skins worth 150 gold.
That is a lot of animal skins. That's
Wow.
very heavy.
Yeah.
Is that?
She had a good haul just before making it to Phaendar.
I was just say, is
Oh.
that furs? From the ultimate equipment? Like, is that literally just the entry furs?
It just says animal skins, mostly small game probably, but she might have had something a little bit bigger if it fell for her snare trap.
Okay.
And you guys can roll spellcraft on the other thing, the magical backpack, if you would
I
so
only
desire.
ask because it's very heavy, and it also does actually have a mechanical bonus. Jasper has a few on him. He probably would have left them at camp. I also had a haul of furs that I spent some of my starting cash on. You're welcome, Jace. I commit to my flavor.
Okay, yeah, you're not able to figure out what this is. You know that it is a magical backpack, and yeah, it's just a little bit outside of your current understanding.
Rangers get spells someday, right?
Yeah, do you have a rank in spellcraft?
I too am like Niari. He doesn't know spells yet, so why would he have a rank in it?
So yeah, you have this clearly magical backpack. You could tell that it is a magic of conjuration, but that's about the extent that you are able to identify at the moment.
Can we infer or make a guess, or I don't know. I don't think I didn't have that thought. I think Josh would have that thought.
Yeah, I'm gonna say at the moment you're not sure.
Yep.
So
I don't notice anything funny as I pull stuff out of the bag.
no, it's pretty normal. It looks like she just had her normal stuff, and they caught her, and it looks like they didn't even care what she had on her. It was just, oh, somebody found the town. We got to silence them, and they did in probably the harshest way that they know how.
I would say they did more than silence her. I think Theros might be accurate. God knows they could have, extrapolated information, tortured her. This isn't just, hey, you can't know what happened here. They know people got away. This is more.
Yep. So what next? Where are you guys going?
If there's nothing else that we
They
noticed,
suggested going back to camp.
There's nothing else in this particular area that you notice, no.
I think that we need to go to Gristledown, 100%. And can I take a geography or intelligence check to determine the fastest position? That, like, I've been to Gristledown before, and Kining would have told us the route she took to get to the den.
Yep.
Can I infer if a straight line is going to be faster for us, or if we go around back through the path that she knows about?
Straight line north, you mean?
Yeah, like, do you mind if I go ahead and count the hexes, basically?
I mean, you can. You definitely know that it would take a little bit longer going straight north.
Yeah, I will say that, like, the route I took is one of these kinds of things. Like, it does kind of loop around a little bit, because that's why I stumbled across the well-traveled route. Actually, kind of goes around a little bit. It would take longer to go straight north.
Most likely, yeah.
I think it would too. I didn't do the full math, but I'm guessing off the top of my head. Is that about right?
Best you can tell, probably.
6. So that would be 12 hexes of movement, and then 13 that way.
Probably.
Versus.
How much movement did we have left, or did we just get here?
We only have 2 hexes left.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
We could go back to the farm and rest at the farm.
Yeah, it's gonna be much faster to go the route, the well-traveled route anyway.
Okay, so we head back to the farm to rest then.
We can make both trips in a day, but it is faster.
Please tell me
to
the
go.
swarm isn't back there.
Okay. As you guys
Jason,
start, what?
Sorry, would we get an idea that the screaming was coming from what happened to Gillida? Or would we think that that's
So
something in addition
I
to
was curious
this?
about the other man too. We
You
didn't see him.
know that from what you heard, what they told you is that they heard screaming on the first day was a man, second day was a woman. You don't know if that is mentioning Gillida or not. Actually, you would be pretty aware. Gillida is pretty far from your camp. They probably wouldn't have heard her. Whoever these screams are from are closer to camp. Could even be one of these hexes that you've already explored, but it happens at a specific time each night these past 2 nights.
Boo! Boo!
Is it something happening at the farm every night?
I would say, did we not hear it the night we spent at the farm?
You did not hear it that night, no.
Well, maybe we'll hear it tonight.
Oh, I don't want to hear it tonight.
I want to hear it tonight. Josh Allen does. Aiden does not. Aiden
Sarah does
wants,
not.
wants to kill a lot of people. A lot of
As you guys make
hobgoblins.
your way back to the farm, you make it about a mile into the forest.
Boo!
Everybody roll a perception check.
Oh gosh.
Boo!
I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
Are you having fun in your power, Jace? Do you look down from your heaven that you created?
Why am
To
I
the
unable to
world.
perceive everything? Is it my height? Like, what is it?
Yeah, your bonus is only one lower than mine.
Like, is it my height? I don't understand.
Roll 20 has something against dwarves and
Dwarves,
perception.
Yeah.
So
As
you
long as
guys
it's
are-
not stone.
As you guys are walking into the forest, Theros, you actually hear this. You hear movement coming in your direction, and you kind of hold up a hand. And as you do, into your path comes sprinting a human man. And Theros, you notice this. You kind of step to the side as he kind of runs, almost about to collide into you. And as you step aside, the lowest perception is Orin. So he just collides right into Orin.
I just imagine Orin at the back
ahead,
and all
sir.
of us just take a step aside.
Yeah, one by one, you all step aside, and he just. You can see that he's looking over over his shoulder, a terrified expression in his eyes as he just collides right into Orin. And he doesn't say anything. He looks as he stands up from after the collision. He kind of looks around and he sees you. And he jumps, like a visible, like startled, like whole body, like shocking jump, and then he you get the sense that he's probably going to sprint away from you immediately. What do you guys do?
I'll try to calm him down and say, "Whoa, we're not here to hurt you. What's going on? Are you all right?"
Okay, roll diplomacy.
Sorry, pal. This one's going to be unaided from your good friend Aiden.
Is anybody else going to aid, or is it just him?
Yikes.
It's not mandatory.
Sorry, I'm just playing my character, guys. I'm just
Yeah.
Nothing
Yeah, so Nayari will try to aid. What's going on? It's fine. We're here now. You're safe. Just tell us what's happening.
Okay, roll to aid.
Yeah, that's good.
So
So many nat
Hey.
20s on stuff that is stupid.
with a DC 15, which you
Oh,
just
man.
make with the aid, he kind of calms down just a little bit, and he's like breathing heavily. It looks like he's been sprinting for a while, and he says, "They're coming." And as he says that, Theros, you hear more footsteps coming, and you look behind you, and you see 2 hobgoblins have come sprinting after this man. Everybody roll for initiative.
Yeah,
So-
combat.
Real quick, they're coming from the direction of Fhaendar, or they're coming from the direction we were going?
It's kind of an offshoot from Fhaendar, so like
Okay.
if you guys are so
There
if
you
this
go,
happened
Justin.
while you guys are in this location, He came sprinting kind of from over here to the southeast
Okay.
a bit.
Justin got tackled, so he's like, I'm ready!
I'd already like pulled out my weapon because I was angry at this guy, and you know.
Yeah, I do believe this is a weapons. I do believe this is a weapons-drawn sort of encounter. Oh my gosh! Are you telling me I got a nat 1 for the first combat and I get a 2 on the second?
Is it a weapons drawn encounter, Josh?
Yeah.
Doesn't
I
seem
still
like it to
advocate for that.
me.
Did you see me gesturing like, "Hey man, I don't want to interrupt this moment, but I totally have my bow out right now."
Oh.
The joke is it doesn't matter for me because
Map change.
Go ahead and put yourselves there as I find the tokens for this.
oh man,
Oops, sorry.
guys, this is
Hold on.
going to
I'm
be.
gonna take a quick pause.
Yeah, we can take a little take 5. Take 5, yeah.
So what would make logical sense for this guy running into Orin? I guess for me to be like right here.
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't even like how this guy looks.
Was he running from this direction or this direction?
He would have come running from probably over. I'm still on the wrong tool.
Sense
Over
motive.
here in the woods.
Oh, over there in the woods.
Yep.
So we'll say I kind of see him like ranging from the side, so he probably just ran between Theros and I.
Yeah.
I don't
Yep.
know why Theros, but your token always comes in diagonal for some reason. Yeah, I don't see him like in the center of the path. I mean, I see him like skirting the edge.
Scree.
You
You're
spin
gonna-
me right round, yeah.
Right around when we go down. Well, for taking 5, my mother messaged me, and she does have priority in my life.
For
so I'm
taking
gonna
5,
take
I'm gonna go grab an ice cream sandwich. Okay, never mind, we're good.
ice cream sandal.
Sandwich.
Okay, she just said awesome. Hey guys, I want you all to know my mom called me awesome. So
She's
Aw.
not wrong.
she isn't. She isn't. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Mothers usually
It's
are
also
not wrong.
it's also a lie. She said the situation was awesome, but I don't think there's a need for the discernment. Like,
Nope.
No.
I think it extends.
Yeah. Mother's love always extends.
Nyari's about to get some sweet, sweet revenge.
The
Oh,
only
oh,
thing
yeah.
is, like, in my mind, it plays a certain way, and then the rolls can just squash any sort of vision you had in your mind for combat.
In my mind,
Can she
this
get?
is good.
Can Nyari get like just a revenge bonus right now? Just-
A revenge
To all my
bonus.
attacks.
Well, I was gonna ask, for this situation, we saw this guy running, and he said he was being chased, and then Theros noticed people. There is or isn't a surprise round.
There's not going to be a surprise round.
Okay. I didn't think so, but I didn't want to assume, because that'd be not my territory. That's yours. Oh, benevolent master of the game, which we have. Thank you for
Yep.
your generosity, Jason. Many blessings upon you. May you live forever. If death should come, may it be swift and without pain, and bring you to a better afterlife than this one.
So, did somebody leave or are we all still here?
We're all still here.
I'm
I
back.
Okay,
Justin is here? Question mark. I don't think so.
Yes,
think. Yes.
Yes, he is.
Okay.
I'm here.
So we can just jump right into this combat. There's only these 2 hobgoblins, so clearly this will go over very quickly.
2 hobgoblins at the moment, Jason. We understand you.
One's a
There's
different
only
token.
2 of them.
Yeah, one's a special one.
So first up is the hobgoblin, who rolled a 20 on initiative. He sees you guys and just yells out, screams out in Goblin, and charges at the closest person. Let me just roll for that. Evens, Theros, odds, Aiden.
Darn it, I don't speak Goblin anymore.
He's going to charge at Theros
Wrong choice. That's very bad.
and make 1 attack against flat-footed Theros AC.
Or
It's
Volus.
not a great roll, but he is charging. That's a total of a 12 to hit against your flat-footed.
Which is 12.
No, is
Oh.
it really?
Mm-hmm.
So it hits.
Curses.
Fantastic. So you take, oh man, 9 points of damage. from his long sword.
Jeez.
And it is
Jeez.
Oren's turn.
Yeah, boy.
If I was a real jerk, I'd have Oren spend his move action to stand up, but I'm
To
not that bad.
stand up. Yeah.
The
I'm not
encounter
that
did
bad.
not
No.
say he was prone.
That was
You just said he
flavor
got
prone.
bumped into. It was flavor prone, just like the spider fight. Every prone is flavor prone.
Nyari was actually prone in the spider fight. She went face planted prone, I thought.
No, that was all flavor.
Is it an attack of opportunity to get here
Yes.
against me?
Where
Or
did
should
you
I
start
stop
out?
I started out down here.
Oh, actually,
You
maybe
could
no.
move through Nyari and Aiden's space and then diagonal into that one if you wanted, so you could get there.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
right.
Excuse me, pardon me, coming through.
Come on. Go off on a mission. On me.
Get some water real quick while he's doing that.
I'm just ducking under people's legs as I run.
I don't think we're that tall.
I don't think you're that short.
And then I'm gonna take a swing at him. I haven't got to swing
Okay.
in a while. I want to swing.
Go ahead and
Alright.
make an attack roll.
I've been practicing so many weird voices for various
Ooh.
characters I intend to play. Oh, good lord.
That is a sweet natural one.
So now occasionally, though, my voice will just kind of like go into a random accent I didn't mean to do. And it's really weird, especially when it happens at work.
Oh, look at that
So-
hit.
Oren runs up and does a solid hit on a nearby tree trunk. And Theros, it is your turn.
I guess so tell Volus to flank is going to be an attack of opportunity, right?
Nope.
He can 5-foot step into this and flank with
With
Oren. You wouldn't get the flank, but he
Okay.
would.
Then yeah, I'll have Volus do that.
Okay.
Well, actually, first I'm going to cast Acid Maw on him.
Yes.
Okay.
You should
Do
take the
you-
full complement of your turn before you have Volus go.
Do you do that from where you're standing?
I'm going to take a 5-foot step.
Okay. I thought you might.
Yeah, you thought you might.
Thank
So
you.
you step back, cast Acid Maw.
Mm-hmm. And then I guess direct Volus to attack from here.
Volus steps up, makes his attacks.
Acid
With
Maw does...
Acid Maw?
I'll pull up the spell. You do
Okay.
the rolls.
Oh, I gotta pull up his information. I forgot I don't have
Oh
his
man,
window open.
this is gonna suck.
Don't say that. I've got, hopefully it'll be good rolls for him.
No, I'm just for
Ooh.
my hobgoblin
Persistent
guy.
damage?
Ah.
Oh
It's gonna-
my
this is
gosh,
gonna
that's pretty
suck.
good.
All
This
right.
is not gonna be cool. Oh, maybe it won't be so bad. Okay. One of those did hit.
The 18.
Says for 4 damage, and then the spell. Your animal committed bite does an additional 1d4 points of damage, and
Duration a
another
minute per
one
level.
on the next round, and continues for a number of rounds. So roll a d4 for the initial acid damage.
No, because it was the bite attack and the bite missed.
Oh, it has to be the bite.
That's
Yes,
what it
sir.
says.
Right, that makes sense. Never
As,
mind.
because in the name it says Ma, which means, you know.
Not as bad as I thought.
No,
Okay.
no. It's acid claw.
Oh, you
That's
know
what he
what?
cast.
It's acid
Yeah.
natural attacks.
I was
No.
on D20. Let me check the archives of Nethys real quick. You know how sometimes they change the names for legal reasons? Oh, yeah, it does say Claw over here, actually, in the
It's
official text.
Acid, maw, or claw.
Yeah,
You
well,
get to
it
pick.
actually says that an animal companion's natural attacks
Oh,
deal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah.
That's what it says.
Nyari, it's your turn.
Did the claws hit?
Oh yeah, the claw hit.
Okay.
It did the 4 damage. I
Oh.
marked off the 4 damage there.
All right.
Can't believe he didn't fall for that one, guys.
Reaction rage.
I thought you said 3 action range. I'm like, no, rock system.
That's a steep rage action economy right there.
Could
Three
you imagine
action
if it was like a full round
rage.
action and a standard action on your next turn for casting time? That'd be insane.
And Destined Strike.
Wow, she's really unhappy.
Ooh, all right.
And
She's mad.
Is she doing the cool thing she didn't do last time now?
I don't. Nah, it's situational. I don't think I can charge actually.
Sure you
No,
can.
you cannot charge, but you can step up to him.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Rats.
She well, yeah, she kind of can't.
No, she definitely can't.
Yeah.
Because she would provoke, or because
5-foot
She could
step
She's
charge
not
just
10
at
feet
it.
away.
and.
Oh, you can't charge there.
You have to
Please
charge
don't
10
biff
feet.
this.
Right.
One attack against this guy.
Balls. See what I mean? You want to do cool stuff that would have a plus nothing
If
on it,
only
actually.
you were flanking.
Balls.
Yeah, that does not hit his normal AC. It would have hit touch or flat-footed though.
It's trash.
So you go to swing, and he kind of blocks it with his shield. And that is your turn. Next up, it is this other dude, the scout's turn. You see in the scout's hands are a battle axe and a hand axe. And annoyingly, he is not 5 feet away to make 2 attacks. That super sucks.
For him. Specifically.
Yeah. So he's going to drop those, and he's going to pull out his longbow, and he is. Wait, let me just check his feats here. No precise shot. He's not going to do that. He's just going to do 1 attack. He's going to walk up here and do 1 attack. So with his battle axe against Orin, that is going to be. Yeah, he's not going to risk getting into flanking position. That's a cocked. And that's only a 14 to hit.
Nope.
Okay, so he goes up and he swings and misses. Aiden, your turn.
Choices. Sorry, I'm just trying to think. Because I can't take a full. I don't have more than 1 attack, so I can move freely, I think. Sorry, my character sheet did the dumb thing again.
You can move.
Yep. All right, hang on. But he threatens, so once again, lacking the skills, he is going to do one of those and drop.
Okay.
What you laughing out there,
No,
pal?
no, it's like a zoop zoop.
Yeah. Free action, drop the bow, and we'll put it in that square as part of the movement. Same all. Never get to use the bow because I don't have precise shot. So
That's why the scout didn't do it.
yeah, that might be my very next feat investment. So we'll go ahead and roll with the greatsword.
Power attack and everything?
Power attack and everything.
Ooh,
Shame.
that is a miss against this creature because you're not flanking. And it is the creature's turn.
Mm-hmm.
The creature really wanted to step into that space
I know. I bet he
to
did.
get flanking.
I bet he did. I know. I understand the situation.
He is going to, instead, realizing that flanking is not really an option anymore, he's going to step up here and take an attack against Volus. Let me get his stuff out. So he is not, okay. He's not flanking. No, that's only a 7 to hit. That's a miss. Orin, you're up again.
I will 5-foot step over here, chase him down, and take another swing.
A 19 will hit for
Yeah.
7 damage.
Yeah,
He's
buddy.
looking pretty rough. He's still up though. He's taken quite a bit of a beating. Theros and Volus, it is your turn.
All right. 1 second. I'm not doing so hot on the playlist tonight. Here we go. This is better. All right.
It just wasn't exciting enough of an encounter to be worth the music. That's all.
I was so engrossed in it, I forgot. And I have.
I was too. It was good.
I actually also am engrossed. I think that I don't know. Sometimes I don't enjoy combat, but I think that I've really come to enjoy the flow of combat in the past couple of sessions that we've had, because there's no corridors.
Visions of Rise of the Rune Lords.
There's
You
the
can
remote jab
actually-
there.
Because you can actually play the game the way it's intended, I think.
Suddenly, all of the forests have corridors. Yeah, so Theros and Volus.
Yeah, what's this one carrying again, weapon-wise?
He has a longsword and a shield.
And this one's carrying 2 axes, a great axe, a battle axe, and a hand axe?
Battle axe and a hand axe. Yes, that is correct.
Okay. This is the one that's hurt.
Yes.
Yes. And
Alright.
yourself.
Yes, I see that. So I'm going to have Theros cast Burning Disarm on this
Ooh.
Oh,
goblin
that
here.
I like that.
Thought about taking that at my last prepared, and I was like, I'm gonna hold off this time. But
That sounds
I
like
saw
it's going to
that.
be
It's
a
cool.
saving throw.
Sounds like a save or suck. I will pull it up right now.
What is the hobgoblins?
Oh, he's got it. He's got it
reflex
programmed ready.
save. Oh, these guys have a reflex save, I guess. Yeah, it's an 8. That is a fail.
So, well, no, actually, you might not want. Well, okay. To instantly become red hot, or creature holding the item may attempt to reflex save to drop it and take no damage, even if it is not their turn. Otherwise, the hot metal deals 1d6 of fire damage for a caster level. Circumstances that prevent the creature from dropping the item, such as a locked gauntlet, mean the creature gets no saving throw. Holy cow, that's bad. Oh man. Yeah, okay. The heat does not harm the item, and it does not get hot enough to last long enough to ignite the flammable objects. The item cools to its previously temperature almost instantly. The cast into the water, the burning disarm. Okay, so he just doesn't drop it and takes damage.
Yeah, he's not going to attempt to drop it. He is trained enough to know that if he drops his weapon, he's as good as dead. So he takes 2d4 fire damage.
Okay, so I'll roll 2. Oops, nope, that's a question mark.
Or unintended metal. So I think that is meant to mean you can't choose armor for some reason.
Probably not. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Wow. So he's there with his weapon, and it starts glowing hot, and he's like holding on to it. He's refusing to let go, and you can just see that the pain gets to him, and he passes out. He had 6 hit points left.
Who
Wait,
was
This is
chasing
which
him?
Small guy.
Wait,
Who was
no,
chasing him?
wait. I used it on this guy, not on this
Oh,
one.
you used it on that guy. Well, let me look at what
Yeah.
his reflex save is. His reflex save is significantly better.
Ah,
Okay.
shoot.
So what happens if they pass?
They drop their weapon.
They drop their weapon,
Okay.
so they either drop the weapon or take damage.
He also wouldn't drop the weapon. So okay, so this guy's still up. That guy took damage but did not pass out. Okay, I misunderstood who was being cast upon.
I was
He
surprised.
did ask at the beginning, is this was the one that took damage, he said. And then he chose to do
Yeah,
this
I
one
chose
instead.
the one that.
Yeah, in my head I thought, oh, he's targeting. He asked if that one was damaged because that's the one he was going to. I was confused. Okay,
Nope,
Yep, nope.
not-
so 7 damage against this guy. This guy, so they're both still up. This guy took the damage, still has his weapons in hand. Okay. So that is Theros' turn.
Yep, you
Yes.
can move 5-foot step or command Volus, I should say.
I'm going to have Volus.
Oh yeah, Volus' turn. It's kind of like when you're playing Divinity and each of your characters have got your own musical instrument
I
that
think
plays.
Acid Maw would still be in play too.
Absolutely, yep. Duration a minute per level, so
Yeah. So he's going to attack this goblin again.
Okay.
At least
So on
10.
the
From
on the bite attack. Okay, so again, only one of those are going to
Only his
hit,
claws again. The middle claw attack.
dealing 5 damage. Okay, that one is looking incredibly rough, but he's barely holding on.
Barely.
Yeah. And that would make it Nyari's turn.
once again, don't forget the 5-foot step you can do, Andrew. And it is nice.
Yes.
To like pull something out of your inventory is a standard action or a full round action, right?
It is a move action.
Depends
That's
on
true
what
too.
the item is. There are items that allow you to pull stuff out as a move action. If it's something stowed away in your backpack, it's probably going to be like a full round action, I think.
But you do have. It's assumed. I don't know what you have in your inventory, but if you do have a bandolier, it's one of those like it doesn't actually make a mechanical difference, but it might make a difference in a GM's call if you could retrieve it or not.
I don't know if I want to do that or not.
Because retrieving a potion is a move action, correct?
Yes.
I think the assumption there is that it is on like an easy accessible pouch outside of your backpack.
Yeah, see, I don't think this would be. I think this would be in the bag. I don't think I want to take the time to get it out, so I'll just step up and try to hit this guy. Okay. I clicked
So
it.
it would be a move action. Okay.
Oh, would it?
Yeah, I looked it up.
I'm not changing my roll.
Yeah,
I
that's
would
fine.
say
So you step up to him and you swing down your battle axe, dealing a heavy blow. He took some damage already, and that brings him. He's just like the other guy. He's just barely holding on.
And she screams, "You bastard! I will kill you all!" As she cuts him.
Okay.
Nice.
terrifying.
It is his turn. He is. They're both really rough.
Yeah.
But Iron Fang soldiers fight to the death. It's what it says right there.
That's what the Iron Fang do.
He's going to do a full attack action against Nyari. So, Battle Axe. Nah, it's only an 11 to hit.
Okay.
Hand Axe,
Yeah, suck it, Iron Fang.
18 to hit.
That hits.
Okay.
18
with
just
the-
hits, right?
Mm-mm. I'm raging, so it's 16.
With the Hand Axe, you take 3 points of damage.
Eats into my temp HP a little bit.
Negligible.
Takes a 5-foot step back. And Aiden, it is your turn. You see that the battle looks to be in your favor. What do you do?
Not good enough. If I charge, will I provoke from that guy on the left?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna charge. Get that +2 in there. So add 2
Okay.
to this.
Okay, that is a hit for enough damage to bring the 1 HP creature to -15.
So he dies instantly.
Oh,
Assuming
yeah.
he has a con score of less than 15.
Yeah, he's dead. He's very dead.
Yeah. So seeing him try to attack Nyari and succeed, she did take 3 damage after all. He's going to rush to the aid and charge right through and boom down with the greatsword. You know, that boom is important.
Yeah. And he goes down like a sack of potatoes, as many people like to describe it.
Like the sack
retribution.
of potatoes he is. Like the inanimate object he is. The rock. The excuse for a human, not even a human being, a sentient life.
The remaining hobgoblin's going to step aside again, and he's going to take another swing at Volus. Ooh, that's a 19 to hit for 8 points of damage against Volus.
That's not insignificant.
Orin, it's your turn. It's this last guy, and he's on his last legs. What are you gonna do?
Move up here.
Smite him, smitey smiter.
Sure.
Okay.
And give him the old warhammer.
That is
Oh,
a miss.
Whatever. My
go to-
life.
You yank the you were still kind of getting it out of the tree trunk, and you're off balance as you go to swing, and you swing wide. Theros, it's you and Volus, just this last guy.
Would moving here provoke an attack of opportunity? All right, then
You're
I'll
good.
do that to for Theros' action. I'm gonna have him attack,
Okay.
and
Roll
I
your
can
attack.
still control Volus if his attack fails, right? That's because it's free
Yeah.
action. Okay.
Yep.
That is going to hit.
Finally, a
and
melee attack.
He had 1 hit point, so he goes down into the negatives and is out. You guys kind of take a second here, and it doesn't seem like anybody else is coming. It seems
I
like it
was
was
say,
just those two.
Definitely checking my surroundings, and then if not, he's gonna come over and coup de grace this guy.
Yep. It doesn't look like there was anyone else. It was just these two that were chasing this guy.
That might have been the most
Although,
successful
actually, maybe I
combat
don't. I'm
we've
having
ever
second
had.
thoughts about that. Maybe I don't perform coup de grace. He's about to, and I think he thinks better of it. We haven't talked to anyone from the Legion at all, so we technically have been in the dark this whole time. And I think he's gonna ask the party if he should kill him or not.
He says, Aiden says, we should show him mercy.
No, that's not at all what I say. No, no.
We should let him go.
Nope.
No.
Nayari steps up and chops this guy's head off.
Ah, he was the leader one.
Oh, he was
no.
already dead. He was
Yeah,
super
he was
dead from the
perma-dead.
last attack.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's pausing and kind of like as Theros and Orin are around him, and he'll be like, I aim to kill him, but we could ask for information. And he'll look at the two of them. Oh, forget it. And he's just gonna put the grass. I
Okay.
think he's out of patience for it.
Yeah.
Okay. You coup de grace him, and he dies.
Good. He did have a moment of hesitation, so I think he knows better, but I think he's just mad and over it. Great.
I don't think after witnessing the village, any of us are gonna stop.
No.
You know, the,
No,
the
if you
murder
weren't,
of
if you
hobgoblins.
weren't gonna do it, she was gonna do
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah, no, exactly.
it was only a matter of time.
It's a shame because it would be nice to learn what's going on, but I also
Right.
think at the moment, definitely in character, he's just too filled with hate.
Yeah. Like, I agree. Like, Justin agrees. Like, yeah, it'd be really cool to take one and, like, interrogate it, but I don't think in this moment we would do that.
I think that Aiden would have the composure to be like, maybe we should, but I don't think that it would be like an option he'd truly entertain. It would just be like, yeah, that would be better, but
We come back to camp with a hobgoblin. That would go over really well.
yeah.
Okay. So you guys finish up the hobgoblins here. What do you do?
Checking his body for intel.
You guys
His
are
old
doing that. I'm
knuck-
gonna check in on this.
I was gonna
this guy
say.
over here.
His old knucklehead still around.
Aw, this poor traumatized guy.
So real quick, Nyari, on him, you see, the general stuff that all these hobgoblins have. This guy also had 1 potion of Cure Light Wounds and 3 provision points on his person.
Okay.
But other than that, both him and the other guy, the rest of their equipment is just like, their mundane weapons, armor, like a backpack, bedroll, stuff like that.
And 1 provision point is 10 pounds.
Yes.
Oh boy. Oops. That's
Man.
I can carry some stuff if needed. for
and if
provision
we
points.
go back, I don't mind being encumbered, but don't
Yeah,
think-
you're on your way back. You're not. You're actually very close to the farm right now. This happened only like maybe
Oh,
quarter of
that's
a
right.
mile from the farm.
That's right.
So do you guys talk to
So
him
he
here, or are
asked-
you talking on your way to the farm, or what's the plan?
I have to hold up a second. I'm trying to think if Aiden would do something or not. I'm thinking it through. There might be something I want to do here, but you guys can keep talking.
Theros would first check in with this guy to see if he's hurt.
You can see on his person he does have some cuts and scrapes on him. I can actually blow up his image here a little bit. That's what he looks like. You can see bags under his eyes, kind of like bloodshot eyes. His clothing is tattered, and his hair is kind of pulled back, but it's like wavy and whatnot. And he's very unkempt, and you can see that he does have scrapes on him. Probably not from being slashed, but maybe from like running through like branches and stuff. Just general those types of small
Sure.
cuts and such.
Then I'll
I think the first thing we need to do is sense motive. Just to. Just to
I will allow a sense motive, but talk to him first.
Theros is
I don't
going to
trust
talk
him.
to and ask him.
He's working with him.
So he, as you go over next to him, he's like, "Oh my goodness, thank you so much. I've been running around aimlessly in these woods for days now. I don't even know how long it's been. Oh, thank you so much." And he just kind of like takes and catches a breath.
Let's see here. No, never mind. Wait, no. Wait, where's Bolus? I forgot much of my stuff is on Bolus.
We need the therapy bear to help.
Therapy bear.
I talked. What's
De-stress.
his name again?
He has not given a
Oh,
name
okay.
yet.
Well, I ask him his name, and then ask him has he eaten? Does he need any water, food?
He says, "My name is Edrin, and yes, if you have water or food, I would gladly take it."
So Theros removes his trail ration, one trail ration, and water from Volus, and offers it to him.
Okay, and he just ravenously starts eating and drinking what you give him. And once he
Mhm.
finishes, like he kind of continues, like you ask him like who he is and whatnot, and he says, "Yes, sorry, proper introductions. My name is Edrin. I'm a Taldan traveler. I was coming through Phaendar during the market festival, and then the craziness happened. It was attacked. I was running through the streets. It was chaos. People dying left and right." And then he kind of like pauses for a second. He's like, "I was making it over the bridge, and I saw a bugbear literally tearing a person apart." And he says, "I haven't slept since the screams. I hear them all the time." And he just starts like half breaking down as he's describing this visage of him seeing a bugbear just tear someone apart before his eyes as he was fleeing.
Yeah, so while this is going on, I have made a decision. While they go start talking to him, Aiden is going to pull out some rope that is tied to an arrow that he has on him, and he's going to cut it. How tall is the nearest tree? He's going to give himself 15 feet of rope to work with, kind of thing. So he'll cut it there, kind of thing, and he'll go through this hobgoblin and see what supplies it has, and then once he's looted the corpse, he is going to make work of tying a noose and is going to go start tying it over the tree while they are talking.
Okay.
And when he talks about a bugbear, he'll kind of chime out like, "We've all seen terrible things," and throws it up, catches the rope on the other side, starts pulling it up.
Meanwhile, Nayari's trying to hide the body and camouflage it under leaves, and she looks and. Well, I guess we're not trying to be discreet about this then.
And he throws another loop and starts tying it. I don't see the point.
I mean, the point is protecting people, but okay. She's too tired. She's after raging, she's really tired, so she doesn't care really.
Iden carves into the tree. Hobgoblins go home.
I'm over here like,
Beware.
what kind of mafioso kind of stuff is this? Good lord. Like, they send one of ours to the hospital, we send two of theirs to the morgue. Nonsense is this?
One of the goblin leaders wakes up in the morning and there's a horse head in his bed. He's like, oh,
Right?
Godfather
There
style.
actually isn't there a TV show that did that, like with the giant horse head that just ends up in
That
the
was
bed?
in the Godfather. Yeah.
It is Godfather. Oh, it's so good. So good.
So what do you guys? So Nyari is over there. Iden's over there. What are you guys doing?
We need to get somewhere safer. Who knows what else is out here? We can continue this conversation once we get to the farmhouse.
Idrin, was it?
Edrin. Yeah.
Edrin. We have a band of survivors at a camp in the middle of the woods. You should come with us. We'll help keep you safe.
His eyes kind of go wide. And he's like, yes, survivors. Oh, yes. Oh, absolutely. I've been just aimlessly walking around here for days. I have no idea where I'm going in this forest. If you guys have survivors, please take me there. So
Right,
you
yeah.
guys head back to
We'll,
the farm then?
we'll take you there. You'll be fine.
Just start walking in
Should-
this direction.
He
I don't know.
seems a bit over the top about the survivors. Does anybody want to do a
Sense?
sense motive?
Yeah, if you guys want to sense motive, go ahead.
I'm going to.
Oh, nuts. Nairi wasn't paying attention to the conversation, and I lost her. Where is she? Here she
Terrace
is.
knows what's up.
Okay, so both Orin and Theros can tell as you're having this conversation with him and whatnot. The wounds he has received, they do not look fake. As he was describing the scene of him witnessing a bugbear tearing someone apart, his fear, as he describes the dying screams still haunting him, all of that seems completely genuine. He looks like he's totally freaked out. His eyes widening and whatnot when you mention survivors. Again, it sounds genuine that he has been out here alone
Good.
for a while.
Good.
And it seems like he is surprised that anybody is alive. And so when you say, oh, we have survivors, he's like, what? And so he seems, all of his reactions seem genuine. You don't get the sense that he's hiding poisoned apples.
You've made us wary of everyone.
Yeah.
Jason, I had to check.
Still
no,
a
that's
ploy.
fine.
Don't trust him.
Burn
Yeah,
me
man,
once,
that's-
shame on me. Burn me twice. Shame
Yeah, I
on
mean, you can tell like he looks kind of shifty just because like again bags under his eyes, bloodshot eyes. Like
Right.
he probably hasn't actually slept in days.
Aha. So
Well
he's a little
then,
crazy.
we have him accompany us to the farm, I guess.
Okay.
Yep.
You guys make it to the farm and you get there and you're setting up a campfire, getting ready for the night, and maybe making conversation with him. And he continues to explain how he came to Phaendar for the festival, and he actually had a room at the Taproot Inn, and he was in the room when the attack happened, and as he heard like the initial attack go off, he like looked out his window, saw the craziness. He saw hobgoblins rushing through the front door of the inn, and he just bailed out the window and made a run for it. And he's just kind of been in the forest, just lost pretty much for ever since that time. And it seems like recently he because he was lost, he ventured a little bit too close to Phaendar again, ran into a small patrol of these two guys and got chased. And as he's describing this, you guys are there listening. Everybody roll a perception check.
I knew we shouldn't trust him.
Where are we now?
You're at the farm.
Okay, as I say, the ending of that it makes a fairly macabre scene, although probably not nearly as so in that is present in Phaendar, but he does hang the body and kind of thing.
Yep.
I, Josh Allen, don't want to do that, but I do think Iden would.
Why am I so
So-
winning?
If it helps, Justin, I have a 10 points in perception.
Okay, so Aiden and Theros, you hear this first, but Nyari also hears it after a little bit. From the, I believe, northeast direction, you hear screaming.
And where are we right now?
You're
So
currently
just-
at the farm. I haven't put you on the
Oh,
farm
okay.
map, but you're at the farm, and you hear screaming while he's kind of talking. And Theros, you notice this. The screaming is not that of a man. It's not that of a woman. It is the sound of a child.
That's bullcrap, Jason.
I thought my
And-
character for the other game was dark. Goodness gracious.
And we will see you next time.
Oh man! Oh.
Goodness gracious. Jace, are you aware of even Bethesda said, nope, you can't kill the kids.
I don't think it's gonna be
Well,
a real
clearly
kid.
the kid isn't dead.
I have a feeling
Yeah,
it's a lure.
Putting the onus on us.
It's something designed to trick passersby.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a trap.
Whatever it is, you know that same time every night for the past 3 nights. First time it was a man. Second time it was a woman. This time it's a child.
We have to go see what it is, but it's probably a trap.
Yeah, they're just desperately trying to get people to fall for their trap. See, it didn't really work when it was a man, so they were like, okay, make it a woman scream, and then maybe people will come. No people came, so they were like, all right, make it a child scream, and surely someone will come. It's definitely a trap.
Well, they're gonna get more than they bargained for when we get there, because we're gonna destroy them. Whoever
I-
it is, whatever.
I have
it
to
is.
say to everyone, you know how sometimes you approach a weekly session or any session really, and you don't have like the same energy level as you would normally like to have. Maybe you're tired, maybe you don't feel like talking in character today. You know, that was me coming into this, but y'all picked my spirits up, and I was really happy. I had a long day at work, so this was very nice to come back to and get lost in Hermethos once more.
I'm glad.
Same.
Yep. So real quick before we stop, if you guys want to expend any spells to heal yourselves, you could have had plenty of time to do that at the
I was
flat.
assuming that would be the case. I just didn't say
Yeah.
it.
Just keep in mind that anything expended will be gone if you guys choose to go after the screams tonight.
Yep.
You don't have to. You could just ignore them.
Yeah, I didn't have Cure Light Wounds spell prepared, so I would use the
Oh.
wand. Unless
Yeah, unless you want to. Yeah, I'm gonna use.
there's not many
Well,
of
we-
us that are hurt, so how about
Who's wounded?
it's just
Yeah.
me and
Just
Volus?
those two.
Gold, Theros, and technically Edrin.
We do have a few
true.
potions.
Yes,
can-
there are 2 in the party inventory. 2
Nope,
cure light
I
wounds
took one.
potions. No, we had 2 before. We just found 1 on this hobgoblin, so we've still got 2.
And I didn't find anything on this hobgoblin.
No, just mundane stuff. Like he had a long
Oh.
sword.
I'll just use 2 charges of the wand on
Now
myself.
your camera's on.
I
You
literally
end.
just looked up at my search bar and it had a thing saying, "Do you want to
Yeah.
allow your camera to be used?" And I'm like, "Really? This whole time
Hi,
it was
Mary.
right there."
Hi, Mary.
Hi, Mary.
Hi, Mary. It's nice to
Hi.
meet you. You know, finally I get to see your beautiful face, Justin. I feel robbed.
What do I
Feel
roll for
robbed.
for the
So
wand?
for the wand, it's 1d8 plus 1. How many charges are on the wand? I know it
That's
started out with like
16, still.
okay, 16. That makes sense.
Sorry, 14. So I'm
14,
gonna use
that makes
2
sense.
more, so it'll be down
Okay.
to 12. So this
So
is
down to
first
12
one is
charges. 1d8 plus 1 on both of y'all.
First one is for Volus. Plus
Not bad.
6.
Not
Take
bad.
it.
Brings them almost up.
And then roll 1d8 plus 1.
Nice.
Oh,
That's
You're
there you
up to full.
go. Very nice.
The party's basically up to full, and just keep in mind what spell slots were expended and whatnot. And Nyari, how many rounds of rage did you use?
3.
3. Okay.
I have
And
to
1
say,
Death and Strike.
I'm also
Yes.
having a lot of
Okay.
fun playing characters that don't need to keep track of things like rage or spell slots at the moment. I'm looking forward to getting my ranger spells here in a little while, but in the meantime, I'm enjoying low-level play with nothing to think about except my character.
I'm so happy I picked that disarm spell this
Burning
time.
to
Actually
harm?
did something. Actually
Ah.
did
That was
something
good.
with spells. Unfortunately,
Well,
acid maw did nothing.
I
but
should have had a bunch of wolves attack, then you couldn't have used it.
Thanks.
Yeah, could have done that
Also-
instead.
Sorry. If you guys want to take a look at the inventory sheet, anything that is listed, I've put in yellow highlighting things that Nyari left in the camp. If there's anything else that's not in yellow, or even if it is in yellow, but if there's anything on there that she's technically assigned to that you want, by all means, go ahead and take. Anything that's listed on this sheet are things that I don't care about.
So there's 3 provision points
Personal.
that still need to be carried. Right.
Yes.
Yep. If you guys want, you can leave a lot of this stuff in the farmhouse. If you do decide to explore,
That's just what you want us to do,
investigate.
isn't it? Want us to leave all
No,
our
it's
stuff
up to you. I mean, you don't have to. You don't have to investigate the screams. You could just ignore it.
behind?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and make some claims. I think at this point we've spent enough time together and have had discussions of trust and whatnot. I think that it would be good to distribute at the very least the alchemical items, if not additional magic items and potions. So, not just one person can deal with the swarm. I mean, I know we only have one fire, but we can hand out some of the oils and we can pass around some of the other stuff that we have that would be less valuable if only one person is carrying it.
Yeah, I can carry an additional 9 pounds before I go over light
Yeah.
load.
And your vials of anti-plague, for example, those would be better redistributed so that more
Yeah.
people can respond to situations.
There's Nyari has a Tanglefoot bag. Theros has one. That's what I was debating on throwing, like pulling out
Yeah.
and throwing. I decided against it. There's a potion of invisibility, which I don't know if anyone would benefit highly from being invisible, but it wouldn't be bad for somebody to have, maybe one of the healers.
Heads up, I
I
can say
personally-
conclusively getting a Tanglefoot bag is a move action for the future, if that has ever becomes a question. Retrieve
And
a
just
stored item.
flavor wise, like it was in her backpack. I can't imagine that you could do that very quickly, but
Right,
I
but
decided not
technically,
to.
you can always get anything from your backpack as a move action.
What
That's
I was
why I-
thinking is that it provokes, but there are other things that make it so that it doesn't provoke.
Right. That's why I
Hmm.
think so actually it's funny in 2E they actually fixed this. I say fix, but I do think it is an improvement. You have quick slot items. So you have a selection of alchemical to mundane, like a type of item that you can have up to 16 of them, and then more as you get higher or lower level, or what equipment you have that weighs more or less. That is just accessible to you for one action for free. You just grab it, which is pretty cool. I think it cleans up a lot of this. Yeah, where is it? How do I get to it? You know what I mean? It just makes it a lot easier.
I'm going to stop recording since we're just doing busy work at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna deal with the